Hello.
No.
Hello.
Uh, my earbud isn't working. Hold on a second.
I will sit
Yeah.
here
Sit here
quietly.
quietly.
Scepter M24. What is that?
Peanut trucker in the house.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Chris. Yeah, just funny story. I almost created the live stream on your channel
That would have been funny.
because I logged into StreamYard and I'm like, okay, create broadcast. I'm like, oh, wait a second, because I mean, because you know, right? You can select
Yeah.
the account you're on.
It's a couple of times that I've almost started one on yours instead of mine. Got to keep an eye on that. So who's in the house? We got. Oh, I told hi to Peanut, but it says the Books Fest channel. Right. I forgot about that. Forgot about that. Hi there, Carol. Kristen Grounds in the house. We got Marcus. We got Whiskey Harbor. That is an excellent
Yeah,
name.
you can do stuff like this.
Yeah. Speaking of whiskey, do you think Al's gonna join us tonight?
Was he around?
I don't know, but I just wanted to say I'm actually drinking a blend for once tonight.
That seems.
I don't really do blends. I don't really do blends, but I just shot a review of this for my other channel. And Compass Box is the company that wants you to love blends. They put a lot more work into it than the others. I gotta close that door behind me because it's not the image I like to portray. Give me a second.
Yes, I also don't like to show crap lying around my cabin. Where's my phone? Pinging.
I'm just not prepared, Russell. I'm just not prepared. Because I was supposed to be video editing tonight instead of streaming.
We can all blame Arnie and Carol and Christy.
Damn it, Arnie and Carol and Christy.
Yeah, where's...
Well, you guys got to be bad influences. There we go. That's the way I like to look. Except for, like, this. Joanne Glazinski. Do not recognize that name. But hi, anyway. Whiskey Harbor is named after their property up on the Bruce Peninsula. I've actually been to the Bruce Peninsula. We stayed at an Airbnb really close to the actual, like right next to Tobermory. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Did a little canoeing. Did a little hiking on the Bruce Trail. Did a little relaxing. Relaxing is underrated. I should do more of that. I don't know what Russell's doing, people. Yeah, Peanut's telling me my head is shiny. Dude, today we opened the pool. We did like a crap ton of gardening and planting stuff, hauling 50-kilo bags of earth around. And it was 30 degrees. It's still like 28. So I am shiny everywhere. Yeah, Peanut says none of us were prepared. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is very impromptu. In fact, I didn't even have any beer in the fridge, so I'm what's the word I'm looking for? I'm improvising.
You're lacking. Whiskey Harbor is on the west side, Lake Huron, which is actually the same side that we were on. Sort of, wait. Because one side, yes, Lake Huron. I wonder if because I did a video on that property.
As opposed to Georgian Bay?
Yeah. Yeah, we were very close, but I remember... What? He was, and then he said, "I'm bored," and I said, "Well, my computer just crapped out on my edit, so all right, let's do a live stream."
Well, I said I was bored, and then somebody said, Carol said Books Fest time, and I said, yeah, somebody should live stream. And then suddenly people are voting for me to live stream, and I was like, that's not what I was talking about. I had no plans to do this.
Yeah. What were you gonna watch? What was your movie plan?
Well, I've watched 2 movies. I watched Avengers Infinity War, and then I watched Avengers Endgame. 2 very long movies, and that's when got to the end of the second one. That's when I said I'm bored.
Oh, I see. I still haven't watched a movie on our brilliant new TV, but the girls are watching Rio, I think, right now. Maybe when they all go to sleep, I'll. I don't know how I'm gonna get this video edited, dude. My computer keeps crapping out. It says it's too big.
Don't you edit on your phone?
Well, I'm trying to edit on this Windows machine. I'm using DaVinci Resolve right now, which is why Dave and I have been talking about DaVinci Resolve so much. Oh, hey, he's here. Twilight Life Cabin. Excuse me. But yeah. So my big meaty computer with my 8 gig video card and everything doesn't like the 4K.
City Girl, do you want to join us on screen?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Sorry, when did you say your new computer was coming?
Around mid to end of June. Which is hilarious because I said I was going to order it probably the end of June, beginning of July. And then things went better than I was expecting, so I ordered it, and now it's just coming at the end of... Which tells me that if I had ordered it then, God, it would probably only have been coming in September or something.
Yeah. That's the way it goes. Oh, by the way, City Girl, I'm also using your mug.
We have mugs like that.
And I'm using your ice as well.
Hey, there's Arnie. Hi, Arnie.
Oh, do you want to join us?
I think that'd be cool. I would like that.
Send you the link.
The link
to the ASMR person. Jeez, the last thing I said to her last night was "Goodnight, peachy face."
Twilight Life Cabin says, my Mac can't handle processing in 4K. My new one will be able to, but I mean, it's going to be brand new and, it'd better. The magic of the new chips that they've switched to is that their video processing performance is unreasonably good, apparently. So I have high hopes.
How does that even work? Like, is the screen on your new Mac, does it support 4K?
These are 2 4K monitors I have here.
Oh.
I'm just using my same monitors. I have to find a switch or something to, because I'm not adding more monitors or anything into the mix, and I kind of want to keep this machine for game night, if Russell we ever get to play Left 4 Dead.
Oh, maybe we should have done that tonight.
That's what we should have done, right? Okay, good night, everyone. Shut her down. Goodbye.
Well, we could live stream that.
Yeah, well, later maybe. Depends.
Well, we could do it on live stream on Discord. I don't think we couldn't do that on StreamYard. No.
I bet you there's a way to hack. I mean, I'm not interested in, necessarily streaming a game. Like, it's not a Twitch stream, right? So.
Nah, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get Dave in there to shoot us in the back every now and then. I'm not even joking. That's true.
I know. It's funny because it's true. Yeah.
It's like, who keeps shooting me?
Oh, that guy.
And I turn around. Oh, it's Dave again.
That's Dave.
He's finally caught up to us when you start to get shot in the back. It's like,
what are you doing? Just telling you that I'm here.
Well, it's like half the time you turn around, like, what happened to Dave? He's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
And then whap whap whap. Shit.
Yeah. Peanut Trucker is giving Twilight Life Cabin a bit of rough treatment because of because he's using a Mac. But I would like to say, Peanut, that This phone edits 4K without even a hiccup. No hiccup.
I hate Apple and everything it stands for and all its products. And I've said that many times, but still, one of my favorite things is my iPad Mini.
I'm a frustrated Apple user because I have no love for the company. I have no love for their business practices, but their technology is in many ways the best. In some ways it's not, but in many ways it's, in all the ways that matter to me, my workflow and everything, their technology is the best. You know, but I think, very briefly, Apple was licensing clones. And I think that was, it's back when I was selling computers. There was this company called Power Computing that just toasted Apple's sales because they were just bringing out these blazing fast machines at lower prices because they didn't have to throw the same R&D into the mix because they weren't developing the technology. But they were ugly because they were essentially PC boxes and everything. But man, who cares?
You know what? Here's the thing. Here's my PC. Is there any Apple product that is that colorful?
No.
Come on, look at that.
Yeah.
I've actually got it sitting on a stand so that we can watch it.
Yeah. Mine does, like, my motherboard has all kinds of lights on it and everything, but I turned all that off and I put it in an opaque case. It's sitting under my desk. Yeah, I don't want all that stuff flashing while I'm trying to concentrate on video editing.
Well, it's
like a disco in there.
It's over to the side. It's not really in my eye line, so it's not really a problem.
Fair enough.
Should I turn on the disco ball?
You should put one of those disco balls right next to your computer. Huh?
For what purpose would that serve?
Colorful little lights all over, all over
my face.
Presentation, production values. We're content creators. We have to worry about these things. Club Raspberry Rock. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave, do you want to come join us on screen? You guys can.
Yeah, what the hell is City Girl getting here?
Have a little bit of an Apple Circle jerk. City Girl's an Apple person too. You got an iPhone and an iPad, and although I did, I bought her a Dell laptop.
My work machine is a Dell. Yeah.
It's a good machine, but I mean, if I bought a Mac that had the same kind of specs, it would be like twice as expensive.
I just closed something I wanted to share, and now I can't find it. Oh well, never mind. To hell with it.
Sure. All right, she's ready.
All right.
You gotta click the link and put in your name. It's probably already in there.
She's highly prepared.
Wow, that one went down like. City Girl will pour herself a drink in this, and it'll last 2 hours.
Is that like a rum and coke?
Jack and Dr. Pepper, actually.
Jack and Dr. Pepper.
I'm only having it because I'm waiting for the beer to get cold in the fridge.
Okay.
I woke up this morning and went to the fridge, and I went to put my beer cozy in the freezer, and there's a can of beer in the freezer, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they blow up.
Yeah.
And so I took it, and I'm like, this is like a major science experiment. Like, I take it, and I'm very carefully walking through the cabin, right. Put it in the shower.
So did it rupture?
Sweetie, I sent you the link on Discord. No, it's fine.
Tim is here. No, Tim is off to his nighttime job. Oh well, okay.
Didn't Tim retire?
My mom retired and got a job teaching English at the Y. I mean, retirement ain't what it used to be, apparently.
Well, yeah, my mother-in-law's still teaching, and she's like 90 or something.
Wow. I guess teaching is just one of those jobs that you love. You don't want to leave.
Well,
You got to keep doing it.
I think my mom-in-law has nothing better to do. That's why she's still doing it.
Right.
Where's... She's still not here. We should check out... Okay, so... I'm going to take a quick look at City Girl's channel. She wants to get monetized. And you know what's funny is... She wants to get monetized, not because she wants to make money. Well, everybody wants to make money, but mostly because she's upset that YouTube is putting ads on her videos, and she's not getting the monetization from it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that reason. Absolutely. Hi.
Whoops.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi, Jess.
Hi.
Hello, Russell.
Russell was just telling me about your reason for wanting to get monetized, because YouTube is showing the ads on your stuff anyway.
Oh, that's like, you know what? I don't agree with that. That is so unethical.
Drives me crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And
It's
that, yeah.
It's a recent thing, too,
Mm-hmm.
that they started doing.
Yeah, but like drives me nuts.
Yeah.
When I got demonetized at the beginning of 2018 or something, when they sort of moved the goalposts and suddenly it was 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours, I had the 1,000 subs. I had more than that, but I was at like 3,800 hours, so they demonetized me. So I immediately switched the browser that I watch YouTube on to Brave, because it has like an ad blocker built in. Because it's like, if I'm not making money off my videos, neither are you, right? And so I didn't get ads on anyone's videos anymore. Now the thing is, that kind of bites for some of the others who are working their butts off and who are monetized. But for me, it was so crass of them to do that. That what you got?
So here's City Girl's monetization page. She got 2,341 public watch hours, and she needs a little bit more. The unfortunate thing is she has videos that she posted last year that are going beyond the 365-day limit. So she's got to get ahead of that curve. That's really tough.
Yeah, absolutely. I got bit by that a couple of times. It took me forever to hit the 4,000 hours again, because I would have a really good video and then it would fall off the end. Like I rode like 3,800 hours for months. Sean in Alaska. Oh. Nice to see that guy show up.
Hey, Sean.
Well, I'm gonna watch all your stuff. All right, I'm gonna watch it all, and that's gonna be the thing that pops you over to 4,000 hours.
All right.
Well,
no, seriously, just have it on in the background.
I had a few people do that when it was like I was at 3,900 and something, and I gave an update during a live stream, and like half my friends were like, "Leave it to us."
And you know what? I want people to like genuinely watch the videos.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what you want to happen.
right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's it. Not to, yeah.
And to grow organically, you have your channel grow organically, which is great. But right now, we just want to take that money away from YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Take the damn money. Take the stupid money, because they keep moving the goalposts on us. They keep trying. It's like they're in constant damage control mode or something. And I just, you know what? We're supposed to be partners with you. You know, if everyone's doing well, everyone does well. You know, if the creators start getting pissed off, they're gonna find ways to sort of make a point. And I just think they just need someone in charge who knows what the hell they're doing in terms of keeping us all happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, and I don't like riding on Russell's coattails. Like, I want to do this on my own.
Yeah.
you know, and I do appreciate it when he says, "Hey, video came out. Watch City Girls, blah blah blah," you know. but
Blah blah blah.
but I want to be able to like stand out on my own and prove to myself that I can do this.
Now,
Oh,
what time
you
do your
can.
videos come out?
Usually, I try and time them when Russell's videos come. So Fridays, 11 a.m. That's like the optimum time for me.
Is it really? Because
Well-
like to me, an ASMR video, I do occasionally. If I'm having a hard time going to sleep, I'm gonna do the ASMR thing. But it's at night for me. I never watch an ASMR video like during the day
Yeah.
because I don't have to fall asleep during the day.
The reason she does it at 11 on Fridays, and I tell her to do it, is because my videos usually come out at 11 on Fridays, and I'll pin a comment saying, "Hey, go check out City Girl's latest video."
Right.
But I agree, and I think once she gets monetized, wow, you know what it's going to take. She's going to have to be here like full time and make regular or weekly videos. Right now, it's too tough.
It's very tough if you're not putting something out every single week. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough even for me to keep the growth going because lately I haven't been able to get a video out every week.
Yeah. Well, and you know, Jess, like, so for me, my videos are centered on the cabin, right?
Mhm.
The woods, the dogs, sometimes Russell. And
Sometimes.
sometimes, you know. So if I were to, I'm not there every week
Mhm.
at the cabin. So that's what I'm relying on, right? I'm relying on that content. And when I'm up at the cabin, it happens. And when I'm here in the city, well, it's not happening. So,
I feel that something I'm trying to do is because my stuff should depend on me being in the woods. And so what I have to get to is next time I'm in the woods, shoot like 2 or 3 videos. You know?
Just
like-
when you come here, you better shoot like 20 videos.
I'm going to shoot all kinds of stuff, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to bring extra
You should,
stuff to
and
shoot.
some of them should be long form, and some of them should just be short. Like you talk about birch bark, a video on
Yeah.
birch bark, because it's so wonderful. All the different
It
things
is.
you can do.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. I'm pouring one more whiskey, and then because I don't want to finish off. I don't want to make a big dent into this brand new
Right.
bottle.
That's funny. I texted Al, but I don't know where he is. Well, he actually, I know he's I think he's camping this weekend, so he might be at a
Oh,
service
nice.
range.
Okay.
I'm gonna pour myself another drink.
All right. A little scotchy scotch. But it's funny because it's easier for me to put out videos on my other channel because I just do them in my backyard. And I started that channel because COVID stopped me from going. Because I don't know about Ontario, but Quebec had like roadblocks everywhere. And you had to be able to tell why you were going from Montreal to the next city over and all that stuff. So it's like
show your papers.
essentially, I mean, you had to have a valid reason to be allowed to go. You know, they weren't like shipping you off to the gulag or anything, but you know, I want to go into the woods and shoot like a YouTube video about woodcraft. Was not going to get me to the woods, right? They were going to say, turn around, go right back home, sir. Except in, you know, Quebecois. And so that's why I started the other channel, so that I could still keep, you know, shooting vids. Feel like I was still making something, you know? So that one's just, it's a lot easier to hit a weekly schedule on that channel because I don't have to go to the woods. And I bought an axe today specifically to shoot a video on, and I hope I didn't leave it upstairs where the kids are playing. When Russell gets back, I'm going to run and verify that, okay?
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Well, you haven't heard any ouch or anything like that yet, so.
But I also don't want to sleep on the couch for a month.
No, I wouldn't advise that either. Yep.
Yeah. Ah, Sean is making supper. Nice. I made beef burgers with like a caramelized onion and melted cheese, kind of a brioche bun kind of thing.
Nice. We did
Simple
take out.
salad. You did takeout?
Because I was at the cabin last weekend, Mother's Day happened this weekend. So we did Hakka. Hakka is a fusion of Chinese and Indian cuisine.
What? Really?
Yeah, so we had like chili chicken, we had chicken pakoras, we had beef Hakka noodles. It's just like a mashup of the two different cultures.
I've never even heard of this. What is he doing? What is he doing?
And he's like running around without pants on.
Oh, he's got boxers. He's good. He's alright. He's fine.
He's like teasing the dogs.
Oh, that's what's okay. I was like,
Okay, so it's for the mosquitoes. I see. He's doing that
I
thing.
see. Okay. So yeah, I've never even heard of this Hakka.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. It's really tasty, like really tasty. And if you like spice,
I do like spice. Hey, which reminds me, I bought some red chili peppers, the long Thai ones, and some ghost peppers.
Yes.
Because I want to make a hot sauce again, but I stopped myself from doing it because I remember you said you had a good recipe, and yours is fermented, right?
Yes. So, okay.
You can send it to me later, but I
Sure.
realized I didn't even open the packet because I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Are they? They're fresh peppers, not dried. They
Fresh.
gotta be fresh. Yep.
These are fresh.
Yep. And
I'm
you
not
need a
gonna use
lemon.
dried peppers.
You need a lemon and a lime.
I have a lemon.
well.
Oh, I just used the last of our
Lemon,
limes.
lime, fresh
I'll go.
garlic, vinegar.
Lemon, lime, fresh garlic, vinegar. I can do that.
Yep.
Okay. Because what I usually do is I throw my peppers together. If I'm feeling a little adventurous, I'll leave the seeds in. Grind it all up with mango and pineapple. But I don't ferment mine, so I want to try yours, your recipe.
You gotta leave the seeds in.
Works for me.
For the recipe.
Works for me.
Yep.
All right, so fire me that recipe later, and I'll make it, and I'll let you know what I thought.
All right.
Let you know what my poor defenseless daughter thought too. We've been training her on the hot sauce.
Do it while they're young. You gotta. Yeah, that's it.
Got to get that done early.
Is that Jim?
Jim loves Hakka. Of course,
It's
Jim
Jim.
would.
Jim,
It seems like
why did you change your channel name, Jim? There's too many. Oh, probably because James Taylor. Okay. Yeah. Seems like. Sorry, Jess. Hey, look. I'm the guy. If I interrupt somebody, I'm gonna remember what you last said, and I'm gonna say, "Okay, now carry on." Sorry.
it is Jim. No, I'm just being a great big jerk.
Oh.
It looks like I'm the only one here who doesn't know what Hakka is.
What are you drinking?
I have my own stash of, well,
Is that a chocolate stout? No,
it is.
chocolate hazelnut porter. Holy shift!
I had
Oh,
the vanilla
it's
one
really good.
earlier.
I've only ever had one thing by Waterloo, but I loved it. It was the
Dark.
the dark.
Jess, I'm gonna save you. I got another bunch of those on order. I'm gonna save you a 6-pack.
Yep, I will take that. I will gladly take that.
They're very good.
Do you
They're
guys
very
ever rewatch your old videos?
Yep.
Some of them, like a lot of my videos, I can't stand watching, but some of them.
I do. I like Russell's. What was it? October. That is my absolute favorite video.
I think it's September.
Yep.
So it's like my 8th video.
Like your 8th
September
video
because,
ever?
Yeah, because in that video I'm building.
Satellite.
Okay.
Something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Satellite
got
is
it,
switching.
yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So I just like the early cabin build. I like seeing that.
Yeah.
That whole construction of it.
The process. Yeah.
It's too bad that some of it was done on your phone, right?
Well, what's too bad is like it was only the end of the day that I pulled out my phone and said, "Okay, look what I did today."
Mm. Instead of
And-
shooting
and
the
I-
whole thing.
And I ramble for like 30 minutes.
Right.
Well, yeah, instead of shooting it properly, like, and this is why I tell everybody, anybody who's ever told me, oh, I'm thinking about starting a video, like Charles, oh, we're gonna start making videos and putting them on our YouTube channel in the summer or something like that. And I'm like,
Right now.
start now, and make all your mistakes right now, you know, before you. It's like somebody else said, oh, I'm gonna be rebuilding this old car, starting this summer. I'm gonna film it when it happens and start my YouTube channel. Like,
Right.
don't start then.
Start now so that you
That
know
was
what you're doing at that point.
like Sean James is video. Sean James started his channel way before he started his cabin, way before he even bought his property. He had like 2 solid years of just backpacking and canoeing and crap. You look at his really really old videos, and they're not very good. But by the time he bought the property and started building the cabin, he knew what he was doing. It was like, bang, those
Yeah.
videos are like rock solid. They're so good.
I remember that Sean in Alaska, he was saying that purposely like taking his time to build his cabin so that way, with his videos, and
Yeah.
Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, so that way it could be captured, right, and gain that audience. And yeah.
Fair enough.
What about you, Jess? You watch your earlier videos?
Some, not all. And whenever someone's like, "Oh, you got a channel? What is it?" I say, "Here's the address," and don't really watch before 2018, because it's beginning 2018 when I decided, you know what, I've been doing this since 2013, and my growth has been garbage because I haven't deserved growth, and so like that's when I spent a lot of money, changed my camera, blah blah blah, and then of course YouTube demonetized me. So but I kind of feel that. My earlier stuff about, I was going to bring that up, but we were talking about something else. There are some videos I rewatch and realize I should have cut this a lot shorter. And there are some videos I watch and I really like the ones where I don't really
Yeah.
talk too much, where I'm just sort of cooking something, or I'm just like, they're just little moments because they're short and they're calming or generally calming, and I usually have like music happening. I enjoy those moments, and some of the longer ones, I just see the flaws. I just see
Let,
the flaws.
let me ask you this, Jess. Like some of my videos, I hate watching because, especially where I'm working on a project or something. Because as soon as I start watching, I think I go right back to that moment and think of all the pain and frustration of doing that. Like I'm doing it all over again. I'm like, oh, I can't watch this.
Right.
So it's frustrating just to watch it. But why did you ask that question? You must have had a purpose.
It just sort of popped up, but it's because when I was talking to Whiskey Harbor, I was saying, hey, yeah, I've been to to the Bruce Peninsula and everything. I was thinking about one part of one of the videos I shot on that trip, and then another video I shot in that trip. For some reason, I think it was because we were talking about beer, and there's one video where it's almost nothing happens except that I set a fire and I have a beer, like an Ontario beer, and I just thought about that moment when I was shooting that video, and I had no agenda. I was like, I feel like making a fire and having a beer. I will shoot this, and I will have a short little video. And it was a pleasant moment, and it was cool. It was just a real simple shoot, and it was a real simple edit. And it was just a nice moment of sitting there as the sun went down and just having a cool beer that I'd never had before. And so
Yeah.
I'd like to rewatch that video later, just to relive that moment.
There are. Okay, so my last video, that kayak around the pond,
Hmm.
and I've got 3 clips, and one clip is Russell standing in his Guinness pants saying, you have to show yourself, you have to talk, people want to see you. And I thought, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. And I mean, good on Russell for trying to tell me that but that's not my jam. That's
You
not my jam.
you are your brand. That's what it is.
Yeah, some people do. Some people never show themselves in their videos,
Oh,
and like like I'm
And
just
they're
thinking
very
about Hike with Mike. Almost never shows himself, right? But his whole thing, and I see it as sort of not a parallel, but in some ways, he's kind of in the same space as you, City Girl, because his like whatever he calls them, relaxing moments or calm moment. You know, his minute of like zen. I don't remember what he calls them, but they're very. It's just like a minute of calm, looking at
mhm.
some woods or whatever. And so I like those videos because they kind of hit the same zen spot for me that some ASMR does. You know.
Yeah.
Um, And I'm real choosy about my ASMR because some people have sort of taken it to like, oh, I'm dressed up like, a slutty nurse and stuff. And I'm like, no, that's not what ASMR is supposed to be, right? It's non-sexual, dude. You want people to be falling asleep and relaxing and stuff. Don't turn it into a
Yeah.
seduction, So there's a
Like,
lot of ASMR that I won't watch.
yeah.
Um,
Are we going to talk about ASMR for a bit? Because I'm going to tell you what pisses me off. But
sure.
I was, because I did a mattress sponsorship in my video yesterday. So I was looking at other examples of people who've done sponsorships for that mattress place, and
Yeah.
two of them were ASMR channels. This one woman, 4 million subscribers, and the video I watched, which had this thing in it, was just her whispering about the mattress, her day, and that was it. And I'm like, oh my god, there's 1 million views on this. Like,
One of the channels
get
that
it.
I use on occasion, she has a mattress sponsorship. So she spends like 20 seconds at the beginning of every video talking about her 2 mattresses. Um,
Hmm.
but I mean, I don't look. YouTube keeps taking the money away. So if that's how these people are making ends meet, I have no problem with it. I mean, but if you're saying that that's all that the video was, that seems a little cynical to me. That would put
I
me right off.
I kind of get that there's a lot of guys out there who just want some uh, good-looking woman to whisper to them. All I have to do is say to City Girl, "Can you just whisper to me for a while?" And she would do it. And she's
Yeah.
so wonderful. So I kind of get it, but um,
Look, I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm a like a curmudgeon. And, I don't like pretty women and all that. Look, no, I'm saying that like for bushcraft videos and ASMR videos, it's not like how do I say this? There are I've said this before, and I will not mention the channels, but there are female bushcraft or survival channels that I have unsubscribed from because they suddenly went all bikinis and stuff, and I felt that was a cynical grab at a part of me that just shouldn't come into the not a part of me, but like a cynical grab
Mhm.
that doesn't have to happen because these people know what they're doing in the woods. And I think that what I'm looking for when I'm watching a bushcraft channel shouldn't be the same thing I'm looking for when it's a URL that I would reach for my credit card for, kind of thing. Like, I don't want to be titillated when I want to see some good bushcrafting. I don't need to be titillated when I want to go to sleep. Aside from that, I'm as big a pig as the next guy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like
All right.
I in my head it's very, very solid and very pointed, but it's coming off as more bitchy than it has to be.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I want okay. I'll say this, and then City Girl, what you're about to say is probably going to be way smarter. But I spend a lot of my time trying to show my daughter that she will never have to bare her skin to be successful.
Mm.
That this is the 21st century, and guys should not control her success the way traditionally has happened in music and theater and art. I mean, painting and all that stuff. And I try to have an environment around her where some of the female heroes are scientists and like all these jobs that should be open to her and don't need her to wear the shortest skirt possible. And when a YouTuber who I've been showing her, who has been right in that area, is suddenly doing all bikini shots and stuff, it detracts from the world that she could be stepping into as she grows up and clearly wants to be a YouTuber. Does that make any sense?
Yep,
Okay.
it does.
Okay.
Oh, you're
'Cause
talking to the queen of sense.
Yeah, it's just, I felt that what I was saying sounded more bitchy or more grumpy than logical. So I had to sort of. What is that noise? Is that
Oh,
your dog?
wait.
Oh, it's a can.
Wait. Come. Just come here.
Are you getting can
Come
service?
here.
You're getting can service?
Come here.
Devin!
You gotta tell me who it is first.
Hey,
It's Dad.
Devin.
It's Dad. It's Dad.
It's Dad and a friend.
It's Dad. Okay.
Hey, Dev.
You're looking at the next YouTube star.
All right. Good.
Devin.
We're a family of YouTubers now.
Are we? Nice.
Yeah.
Devin and his friends are working on a project, and we're super excited for him. So
Nice.
anyway, okay. So I was, you know what? Absolutely agree. You know what? I'm not going to get into this patriarchal society that still exists in the world, etc., etc. This is not what we're here for. But I was telling Russell, like over the past couple of weeks, I've been talking to another female who is interested in off-grid living, etc. And it's just she and I having this conversation, right? And she's asking me questions, and I'm answering and whatnot. And it was just the most exhilarating conversation. Two women talking about, living in the woods and how does that happen and what do you need to know, etc., etc. And I am by no means an expert, but I was just giving her some advice. And then I went up to her the next day and I said, we need to do like a podcast. We need to do a podcast about women living off grid and how empowering would that be? Because it is a guy's world, and I might have to do some digging into the data and whatnot to see like how many women actually lead this life, etc., etc., and how successful are they doing it by themselves or with a partner, and them taking charge rather than their partner taking charge, etc. But it was so exciting, and she was so excited that I was so excited, and it was awesome.
I like that. I did okay, two things. First, have you ever heard of the bed shell test?
The what test?
The bed shell test? The Bechdel test.
Only by Rick and Morty, oddly enough.
Okay, so what the Bechdel test or Bechdel, or I don't know how it's pronounced, to be straight, because I've been drinking scotch, but it's essentially, look, I went to film school, so everything happens through that. It's a film that passes the test is two main female characters talk to each other instead of just to boys throughout the entire film, and talk about something other than boys. Because Hollywood, very, very male-oriented, a lot of female roles are being written by men, and so the girls are like talking to their loves or their hates, or if they're talking to each other, it's about the boys. I'm just thinking about like in Sid and Nancy, where Nancy's talking to no, but it was the same actress. But like every time I watch a film and one of the actresses is talking to another actress, I'm like, okay, is she talking about something other than the guy? Because the whole idea is that this test was sort of created by a film critic who is a woman who is saying, why are we just the window dressing in these films? Why is it that every time a female is talking, she's talking either to her love interest or about her love interest? And so like I see these things now. It's like when I see two women talking about exactly kind of like what you were talking about, just two women talking, that Hollywood has not been able to nail for so long, and is like, so whenever I see a scene about that, it's like, pass the test, you know?
It's a test for determining female agency in a show.
Yeah.
That's what Rick says from Rick and Morty.
Well, that's essentially what it is, right? It's films where women are fully fledged characters rather than just a vehicle for the male story. You know, but
And you
There
really
was-
have to drive, like, someone has to drive that agency, right? When we talk about agency, right? I don't
Yeah.
think people fully understand what that means.
well, I don't think that. Okay. I don't think that takes up a lot of people's mental real estate. In a lot of ways, a lot of people do go through their entire lives without agency. Not just film characters. I mean, a lot of people have no agency. And if you've never had it, do you even know it?
Yep.
Right? You know, my stepfather-in-law, I guess, he's Mohawk. Agency's a big thing with Mohawks, with a lot of immigrant communities, with, you know, like, look, I'm a mostly English-speaking white guy. I have never had to think about that. Never. I mean, I was shit-eating poor when I was young, but I mean, there's certain things that are just baked into my experience that were not baked into my wife's experience. As a black woman in Quebec, was not baked into my stepfather-in-law's experience as a Mohawk. This is so much more.
This is very serious
yeah.
stuff here. We
Let's
need
talk
to
about-
like bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Tell me about that beer. What's with that beer you were drinking? How you liking
Bring it
that?
back. Oh, it's awesome.
Is that like Nutella in a can?
It's awesome. No.
No.
But
It is pretty strong, but it's still good.
yeah, it's not okay. So when I think of Nutella, you know, sorry, Jess, meaning a bit of nutty chocolatey.
Mhm.
There's no nuttiness to this, and because it's a porter, it's got some teeth. It's got like it's rich, like a chocolatey rich.
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely delightful. Absolutely delightful.
But you can't have too many of those. They're too strong. At least that's
Like in taste or like high octane? Like, is it a 6%?
no, not high octane. Just like too
Too
rich, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a couple of
Oh,
those.
I just
and-
want to say, Emma C says morning from Bucharest.
Yes, hi Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Hello,
We should
Emma.
do. I'll walk through the comments here for a sec.
Yep.
David Edward Tolson is here. By the way, that video has 24 million views now. It's like I just checked out their
Which
channel.
one?
It was like 6. Jake and Nicole.
Oh.
It was like 6 of their top videos are her taking a shower.
Yeah, I never watch them. I don't.
Millions of views. It's like
Yeah.
any one of those videos has more views than my entire channel has. But
Yeah.
would you like to know how much money they're making?
No.
It would just
No.
make me upset.
I would immediately run out and buy myself a bikini. I was.
Oh, their views are really way down. It's like 3 million last month. That's way down from the 20 million that they were getting.
I have a non-scientific study, shall we say, that I did in terms of. I just spoke to a lot of people. Okay, I just spoke to a lot of people, and what originally attracted guys, let's face it, to their channel, doesn't have staying power. It seems. In that, like, there's a novelty there when you discover that kind of content, but the elements that would keep you going there tends to sort of, like, does she have an OnlyFans? Do you know what I'm saying? Let's go for the goods kind of thing, and so that might explain part of it. Oh, I feel so jaded. Let's stop talking about this. I'm feeling jaded, and I've had a great day, and now I'm all grumpy because of you guys and all these Jake and Nicole kind of. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's.
Well, let's talk about it a little bit more.
No, let's not, because nothing is coming
Let's
out.
just
right?
ruin his entire night,
Yeah,
shall
let's
we?
just.
Hey, Jess. By the
Oh,
way, you're
gosh.
bald.
Yep. Yeah. I kind of want to like straight up shave, like with a razor, but I'm afraid of like I shave with a straight razor, right? So if I do some damage, it's big. So I think I'll just keep buzzing
Why
it.
do you do that? Why don't you let your hair grow?
Because I'm losing it on top, and I didn't want to do the comb over thing. I figure if you're losing it, just own it.
It still looks like you got lots there.
I don't though. Like I'm someone who, when he was younger, had this wickedly thick head of hair. Now I just have
know.
a thick head. You know, so it's
I've-
like it's obvious that there's less here than there is here. So I just.
Well, I spent my evening doing some reading on bees and pollination and gardening and proper soil management and, yeah, getting ready to plant next weekend when I come up.
Yeah, that's the weekend to do it. It seems we did it today. Well,
Okay.
no, we didn't do the garden today. We did all of our planters and pots today. The garden will probably be next week. We're just hoping for the best. Like if the temperature really drops between now and then we'll be like, okay, that was expensive. We shouldn't have done that. But it was so hot, and we were feeling all like optimistic and stuff. We opened the pool and planted a bunch of stuff. And I'm hoping that it's going to be nice. I'm trying to get. Like the people who are here who watch my channel all the time will know that I've got like 4 bird feeders out there, and I wanted to plant a few things that would attract, like native plants to attract birds and stuff. We also want to attract like bees and butterflies, like all this stuff that kind of needs our help right now. We're trying to plant flowers that attracts those. And like I leave my damn dandelions until way into the season, because at the beginning of the season the bees need the. What is that? Oh, it's a sunflower seeds from Lee Valley. Nice.
And because I ordered the sheath separately, we have 2 packs of seeds now.
Nice.
Ooh.
I have tried to grow sunflowers a couple of times, but hey, you know what? I got squirrels.
And you love them.
I
Hey, I
love
just
them.
want to point out here something that Sean says. Jake and Nicole's views tampered off because she was pregnant.
Oh.
But Sean, 2 of their top 5 most watched videos are the thumbnail is her and she's pregnant. In fact, their second most watched video of all time, 15 million views, titled 6 months pregnant in my off-grid forest cabin. And it's the same thumbnail too. So I don't know if that's true.
Weird.
I've tried to do collabs with Sean, and he's just not up for that.
It's too bad.
Or up for that either.
Callie Willow video.
Oh, Willow would so own Callie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. William says, I really like Eric and Ariel, Simple Living in Alaska. I don't think I've watched that channel yet, but I will go and take a look.
Oh, is it called Simple Living? Or Simply Living or something?
Who are they? Wait, I feel we've
I don't
talked
know.
about them, or someone has talked about them on one
Didn't
of our
something
lives.
go down with them? Like, didn't some? I must be thinking
It's
something.
going down. I'm
Something
calling.
happened, but I may
Something?
be mistaken. I might be thinking about another channel. Never mind.
There's been a bunch of channels where stuff has gone down over the past few years. It's like, what the hell is happening here?
That is. Yeah, I don't know.
You ever watch Philip DeFranco?
No.
Okay, Simple Living Alaska. Okay, he just does like a news commentary, but because he's a YouTuber, and he makes his living by YouTubing. There's always a segment of what's happening in YouTube land, and there's some seriously toxic stuff that happens between YouTubers sometimes, man. Especially the ones who are like multi-million viewer, like David Dobrik style channels. And for the vast majority of his stories about these things, I realize I am not really hooked into YouTube in the same way that some people are. Like, I watch the channels who are in my niche. I watch the channels who are members of my, are not members, but subscribe to me. Because I don't have time to be watching guys like David Dobrik and Logan Paul and all that stuff. But there's so much drama going on over there. I almost feel that there's a whole side of YouTube that makes its money off of drama. And I am so too old for that kind of stuff.
Because people they like conflict.
I think people do. I mean,
Drama.
there's
Adversity, etc.
It's just drama.
They like it.
They like it.
They like it. I don't know. Who has time for that? I don't have
time for that.
I don't
Philip
have
DeFranco's doing well.
time to
You wanna
watch
know how much money?
anything.
You want to know how much money he's making?
I know he has a private cinema in his house.
Times.
And the thing is, generally, I like his show because he has certain, like, he takes a journalistic approach in that if the story is about somebody who opened fire in a church or something, he doesn't mention the perpetrator's name, you know, and stuff like that. Like, he's got all these things. Like, he talks about the news, but he tries to maintain a certain, like, that thing about, like, big, about mass murderers' names and stuff. It's because he knows that some of these guys are trying to go down in history as being infamous, and so using their names in the news articles feeds that. So he doesn't do it, and I like that kind of thing, you know.
Trending.
I've been totally ignoring the side chat, by the way.
Philip DeFranco's Social Blade stats are really, really interesting. Back in June of 2020, he has minus 1.8 billion video views, which means he deleted either one video or a bunch of videos. But 1.8 billion views worth of videos is astounding.
Yeah.
And he's lost a whole bunch of subscribers throughout 2020 and 2021, and again in 21. It's like he's losing like tens of thousands a month, kind of thing. Really weird. But anyway, I mean, still 17 million views in the last month, which is,
well, he's been sort of
stupid.
You know, as he's become a family man and everything, I think he's sort of trended a bit to the left. So some of his traditional, more right-leaning viewers seem to have. I mean, he gets comments all the time about, you know, going all socialist and stuff, even though he's not. It's just, we live in the kind of world where. Why do we talk about this depressing shit, dude? I was about to say we're increasingly talking, you know, living in the kind of world where you can't disagree with someone without it turning into this massive personal thing, and it's just like,
Because people like drama.
But I
like drama.
Well, you know what's interesting is I when I'm on the treadmill and I'm walking for an hour and I put something on TV and I'm looking for something to put on the TV that's keeps my interest, makes the time go a lot faster. And a lot of movies, you know, even the huge high octane action movies, there's a lot of down period where two people are just talking about stupid shit. I'm like, come on, it's not what I want. But I put on a show called Bar Rescue, which is, this guy goes around to bars and helps them, figure out what the problems are and how to revamp the restaurant, and it's like 30 minutes of drama. It's just one thing right after and this tall guy is like 6'4", and he gets right in people's face. Oh, you can't do that. And I was like, it's stupid as hell, but Man, it makes the time go fast.
Right.
I watched that show, and even episodes I've already seen, I would just watch over and over again, and I was like, holy crap, I'm done already.
Right.
And I know what's happening too. I know there's a producer on site there going, okay, we need to manufacture like an argument. So why don't you say, no, we don't want to do this. And then you could bang, 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 bang.
Right.
Like, great, do that.
I like that show.
It actually is a good show. The guy's very knowledgeable, and he's like, okay, you gotta, this is why we use these kind of stools at the bar, and this is
Right.
why we do this, and this is why we bang, 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 and like it's very knowledgeable. And I know most of those restaurants end up failing anyway, but
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I like to watch stuff like yeah. Nice.
Yeah, Sean.
David, absolutely.
Beaver Dam.
When I get on the exercise bike, I just want to watch. Hi,
Steve.
Steve. I just want to watch like nature documentaries or something. Anything with Attenborough in it is right up my alley. Or like Ray Mears stuff. Or like I want to decompress and I want to pretend that I'm living the kind of life right now that lets me get to the woods. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm watching. Little bushcraft videos or canoeing or
Yep.
that's true, Sean. That's very true.
Absolutely.
But yeah. So I watch stuff like that. Little Attenborough, talking about the mating practices of birds or something. Whatevs. I like to escape the world when I get on the bike. Just put on something that I don't have to think about too much.
I'm looking at Philip DeFranco's videos. I've only watched like 2 of his videos ever. And it's like he's doing a video almost every day, and he talks for about 15 minutes about whatever the subject is probably trending.
Yeah.
And he's probably really good at it. Probably just naturally. So how some people naturally talk in essays? They can naturally form all the points they want to make in their mind. It comes out just like they're typing an essay. He's probably really good at shit like that. But my God, he's making like over $1 million a month.
But you know what's cool about Philip DeFranco? His early videos were, he was a bro, okay? Like, he was the type of guy who would, back when YouTube was, like, however YouTube made the thumbnails, like, he would make sure that at one point, hi, Bettina, at one point in his video, he was...
Yeah, Bettina should join us.
Don't go to bed, Bettina. Join us.
Sorry,
Go,
Jess.
Go, Jess.
But like there was always like a breast shot, and YouTube would always make that the thumbnail back then. And he was always like, and he talked about some skeezy ass shit, and you can watch him grow away from the bro who was using stuff like that and had into more of a serious, news-oriented channel. And he brings that whenever someone goes to hell in public over like tweets they made when they were 16 or something, he's like, okay, that's me. At that age, I was saying the stupidest shit in the world. Shift. Are we allowed to swear on your live stream? Because I just
Fuck
did.
no. No.
All right.
Fuck no.
Fuck it all.
I will not be swearing.
No. Okay. Good.
City
You
girl,
keep us
City girl doesn't
classy.
swear.
I swear like a trucker. I swear like a trucker. It's cathartic.
Is Peanut Trucker still here?
Is he?
Anyway,
But I think that we need in this world where, like, we're surrounded by people who are, like, recreationally outraged all the time. Hi, Eve. That it's nice to hear someone who says, yeah, okay, that was a stupid thing that they said when they were 16. And when I was 16, I was saying stupid things like that too. And let's face it, most of you were as well. So
oh yeah.
let's bear that in mind.
Up until the time where I was about 50, I said so much stupid shit. I'm still maturing.
So that gives me
I'm
another...
sorry, up until you were 50?
Yeah.
So that gives me another 8 days to say stupid shit, and then I gotta and then I gotta cut it out. Is that it?
Your birthday's in 8 days?
I think so.
What, you're turning 50?
Yeah. On the 21st. Is my math right? Is that 8 days from now?
Old
8
fucker.
days away. I know, it's terrible.
You might as well start going to bed at like 6 p.m.
Hey, wait. Jess,
and stuff.
did you say hi to
I said hi to Eve. Yes.
Eve?
Eve. Yeah. Eve.
Yeah.
See, it's only when I get a person who speaks fluent French that I realize I've been saying his name wrong all these years.
What have you
Eve's.
been saying? Eve's.
Eve's. I didn't know, it's just Eve.
Eve.
Good night, Arnie. Take care.
Good.
Damn it.
See ya, Arnie. Good morning. What the hell time is it where he is?
I put on some ASMR. Oh, you know what? Okay, so remind me about this City Girl. I don't know why I didn't think of this before now, but I've got on the this Booksfest channel, I've got a 10 hours of thunder, peepers, and rain ASMR. I'm going to delete it from this channel and put it on yours.
All right. Can you do that? Are you allowed to do that on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm fucking Russell. I can do that.
He can do whatever the hell he wants. Okay.
Wow, that came out wrong, didn't it?
Yeah, but I was just trying to go with it, and then you acknowledged.
They're not going to ding you for like putting content that you already have on a channel on another channel?
If I left it on the channel and put
Then
it
it
on
would
your
be a
channel,
problem.
then there would be
Then
a
it would
problem.
be.
It would come up and say there's a duplicate.
Yeah.
But if I delete it,
Sure.
I don't really
Yeah.
care about monetizing this channel. Besides, I mean, I think I put it up over a year ago. May 13th, 2021. Oh my god. Just barely over a year ago. Yeah, let's do that.
David is saying that I have to get a double ARP card. What the heck's an ARP card? Is that an Ontario thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, what is an ARP card?
I don't know.
Hey, Destiny's here. Hi, Destiny.
Destiny!
I didn't say hi because I didn't notice because I was too busy being fabulously interesting.
Old People Association.
Amazing.
Says
I love
Anne.
it. Okay.
Okay.
I love it. Old People Association. OPA. Opa!
Oh my.
Go back.
It's a card for seniors in the States. Wow. Okay.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Card for seniors in the States. So what does AARP? One of the A's must be American.
Association of something for something. For
American
something people.
Association of
Retired people.
Retired people. That must be it. American Association of
Whoa.
Retired People. Yeah. That's got to be it.
Wow.
Excuse me while I
That's it.
Google something.
I don't know.
They got life insurance.
But
Oh, my land. There's a Canadian version called CARP.
Carp?
C-A-R-P.
I was reading. My financial advisor sends out these newsletters, and he was talking about how in 1996, and he was using food items. Look, he was talking about the increase in prices. You know what? And that's just the way it is. And a steak was like $10 and something cents, and now in 2022, it's $25 and change. And he was going through like eggs and milk, etc. And I'm going, holy crap. and he says at the, you know what, prices are just going to keep going up, so get used to it. Like, get used to it.
You know,
And
yeah, absolutely. I have a friend whose dad used to sell Porsches. He worked at a Porsche dealership. And when he was selling Porsches in the 70s, a Porsche was priced so that, you know, you could spend essentially a year's worth of your income to buy one. You know, or a little less than that kind of thing. But what a Porsche these days costs compared to what the the guys who sell them are making is like it's sort of gone way like this, and I find that a lot of things have been priced higher and higher relative to what we make. That it's like, how are we affording to live? How is this happening?
Double income.
Double income, absolutely.
Well, and that's where they're saying like the base, people lobby for this basic income, because if you add it all up, minimum wage still isn't cutting it.
Yeah,
It's
minimum wage
not
is not.
cutting it for people.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. Like, I feel bad for people that are just getting by and living to paycheck, if they even have a paycheck.
Are we really gonna go down this political?
No, we're not. We're
bowling
gonna
alley?
turn it around, and we're
Okay.
gonna let's do that.
City Girl and I have some differing opinions on some stuff, and so that means we just generally don't talk about some stuff.
Well, I feel that I should probably not say my politics online, because I've discovered with a vast number of American in-laws that a pretty centrist Canadian is kind of left compared to the philosophies happening down there. And so when I start opening my mouth, I just get yelled at. So I don't talk. I don't talk on the interwebs. I mean, I'm not
Bettina's-
looking to nationalize Bettina or anything, but I mean,
Nationalized Bettina's.
say Bettina, but she popped up like halfway through my.
We're gonna nationalize Bettina.
I was gonna say,
You're
like,
owned
I'm
by the
not-
government. You're owned by the government now, Bettina.
I wasn't gonna, I'm not all about nationalizing everything, but
Bettina,
Anyways.
come join us. I sent you the link on Discord. Bettina, come join us. We need more women on the panel.
Because one isn't enough.
one is never enough.
Well, City Girl, you can hold your own against
Stuff. Get stuff.
stuff. You can talk stuff. You know your stuff.
Well, I
Even
think
though
that I've never
you shouldn't
I've never seen City Girl get really upset about anything. Like sometimes I'll see you like, that's not right, but you never like get upset and lose, because that's where people start to lose the argument, right? When they're all like, it's like nobody listens anymore. But City Girl is good at just sort of like saying the point, and
I
not
love,
like
yeah. Russell and I have we don't have arguments. We have really good discussions about things, and we don't get to the point where, something just, that it's so heated that no one, that we're not going to give in. It's not like that. I think debate is healthy.
fair.
Debate is definitely healthy, and you know what? You agree to disagree, and that's it.
Yeah. Seems like such an old-fashioned way of living these days. I find it refreshing because I'm surrounded by people who are like, bah! It's like, guys, back off.
it does seem a bit weird. Like we never talk about some things just because we have differing opinions. So
Yeah.
no, it's not a big deal.
No,
Really
no,
isn't.
that's it. Well, I took a course in my master's program around governance, and one of the topics was about democracy, right? And democratic, the lost art of democracy.
Right.
And again, we're not going to talk about politics here. We're not going to talk about it. But in the spirit of democracy, where the heck is it? We're supposed to be a democratic. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to say.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
We should.
I have to be back in a minute because I have to go turn off my sprinkler so I don't drown my lawn. I was supposed to turn it off about 32 minutes ago. So I'll be right back, okay?
I think he's going to sprinkle.
I'm still here. I haven't left yet, Russell.
He's going to take a sprinkle. Holy shit! It's Jay.
What?
Hey, Jay! Long time, brother.
How are you doing, Jay? Russell and I were actually talking about you the other night. And where the heck are you? Like
We
that's
were
what we were saying
totally talking all about you, Jay. How you doing, man?
in a nice way.
The beaver deceiver is actually working great. I went out there again. I went out there yesterday and went out there again today, and the water's still pouring through there. There's no mud mashed against the cage at all. And my guess is that, so I think that the pipe, when the pipe was just the pipe, there's no cage around it. Beavers just keep constantly shoving mud up against the dam, right? And then eventually they come up against the pipe and they just keep shoving mud, and mud gets caught in the pipe. But with that great big cage around it, they're just like, I guess they go around it because the cage extends too far for them, you know. So, yeah, I've got some video of it from today. What I want to do is I want to do a looping GIF of water coming out of the pipe and put that up on next live stream. It's always going to be there, water flowing, because I'm so... Oh, you know what? Okay, new rule. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I no longer want to talk about years in the BC AD time frame. It's now going to be BBD and NWBD. BBD being before the Beaver Deceiver, and NWBD being now with Beaver Deceiver. So we're currently in year 0. So if we could just day 2 of year 0, or is it day 3? Oh shit. 1, 2. Yeah, we're day 3. Day 3, year 0, NWBD.
Russell and I were talking earlier this evening, and I said, "Oh, wow, so it's still working." And he said, "Well, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it work?"
Is that what I said?
Yep. I just thought,
Hey.
and as I explained to you, right, I thought that things would still get caught in the chicken wire, but no, it's still working.
It's actually hardware cloth. It's not chicken wire.
Hardware cloth, excuse me.
Which is a weird thing to call it, because it's not cloth at all. It's metal. It's heavier metal than chicken wire. And I think my biggest worry was, and I didn't talk about this in the video, is that everywhere I cut, there's a jagged piece of metal sticking there. And I spent a long time with the needle nose pliers, just kind of twisting all those little bits and pieces over so that maybe things won't get caught on them. But I haven't seen any problems at all.
Nice.
Oh, you were swine. Yeah, it's Jay. I think it's sitting over in the chair over there.
Did you find
The sweet Russell hat. Oh, and yeah, Jay. Probably a bigger pipe would be a good idea. It really, you know what? It really depends on how much it rains. If we get a lot of rain, that's not going to keep up. If we get as much rain as we're getting right now, then it's not going to be any problem. We haven't had any rain in 2 weeks, and like in the forecast, there's like nothing. Like, I'm gonna check right now, actually.
Nope.
Next 7 days. Oh, now they're going for 10 to 15 millimeters on Monday, yeah.
Mm.
Okay. One of the things I want to do is completely empty the tote, because, you know, you've seen the cloudy water that's coming out of it. I want to completely empty it and maybe get that mop in there and swish it around a little bit. And then
Again?
start again.
Didn't you do that, like,
Well, you've seen the water. It's coming out really cloudy. So I'd like...
do you still have a lot of water in there?
Yeah. Well, I haven't looked. I mean, but there's probably a ton of water.
Yeah.
And you're... I don't know. I'm not watching the thing at all, but... Oops.
Jay, what have you been up to these days? What's going on? Hey, have you tried out your drone yet?
No, I'm waiting on the cable, so I can plug it into my iPad.
Right. Forgot about that.
And Casillas probably made you a member, because at one point you were sorry, I made you a moderator because at one point you were a member of the Junebug Club. I don't know. Are you still a member of the Junebug Club? Because why would they put a search thing? Anyway, I'm too lazy to look it up now.
Yeah, JM. Well, we're going to be working on not a garden next weekend, but more pots. We're going to be planting our stuff in pots. And I was at the garden center today, and holy crap, they got like Thai chili peppers, Scotch bonnet peppers, ghost peppers. They got all kinds of peppers. Made me so excited, and I'm not getting any of them because Russell can't handle the spicy stuff, and what am I going to do with all those peppers?
Fair.
It's so sad because my mouth can handle spicy stuff. Well, a little bit of spice. It's my stomach that can't.
Yeah. So.
Fair.
There's Marcel. Hey, Marcel.
Somebody in this side chat was saying, "What about that axe that I left upstairs?"
We're gonna talk about axes.
No, but I'm just gonna say I went and got it. This is actually a maul. It's not an axe.
Oh, is it one of those ones where it kind of, as you split it, breaks apart the wood?
Yeah, it's a cheapo one. It was $70. It's a how would you pronounce that in English? Garant? Garant?
No, I was going to say Garant.
Garant, yeah. Which is an old school Canadian brand. They used to make everything in Canada, but now this just says assembled in Canada.
How does the head work? How does it?
Pretty much the way you said, like this is a splitting maul, okay? So big rounds, and as it comes in, these cheeky things here, these ridges, force the wood apart. I mean, that's the theory behind it. I said, for that kind of price, I'll shoot it to do. I'll buy it to do a video on. See if that works.
See, my buddy Ray has an axe that looks very much like that, but it's got like spring-loaded things in the head.
Oh yeah, he's got a chopper.
So it hits and they go, pow.
Okay.
Which is
called a chopper one. There's only one company that's ever made them. I keep looking for one. Shoot a video on it, but I've never seen one in the wild. No, I saw one in the wild, but the guy had painted the head and he was charging like $300 for it. I was like,
$300 for a paint job.
yeah.
I like the log splitter. I really enjoy using the log splitter.
Oh,
I
yeah?
find it very therapeutic.
Log splitter is nice.
I've never used one. I don't know anyone who's got one, so I have no idea what the how it feels.
You can fix that.
Hey, there's a little fish in the kitchen. How's it going?
That's Marcel.
Okay, David says, funny, Jess said I have to go turn off the sprinklers, and I swear I heard the sound of flushing. Do you not see that I'm like, oh man, I got so soaked. I was like trying to rush it. It was one of those that sort of does this. So trying to time just running in and moving it. Because I realized, like, oh, I can't turn this off. I've only got half the lawn. So I would try to time just sort of doing this. And I zigged when I should have zagged. Ended up with a face full of water.
I think you've got a toilet that just flushes really crazy. You know those automated ones that are just like whoosh.
It's got a bidet attachment, so just.
I worked at a company where there was washrooms where they had the automated flush, and it was a really violent flush, and it was so sensitive. This sensor, you had to sit like perfectly still.
Oh, yeah, because if you lean forward, you're getting drenched.
You move a millimeter, it's like whoosh, and you're like, ah, you got to jump out of the way.
Right.
It's the last thing you want to do.
Well, it depends on if it's the end of the day or not. How does City Girl feel about Russell building a shop in the future, near or distant?
Oh, I think he totally should do it. And we know why he should do it. So, yeah.
Because we need a shop.
Yeah, because we need a shop. Yep, exactly. Because we have so much stuff in the cabin, and we don't have space
Right.
to store things, and we really need some more storage space.
And the shelter is a mess. It's a garbage dump in there. It's awful. And it leaks. So, water's falling on my tools, and I can't have that.
No.
It's going to ruin everything in there. Oh,
Whoops.
City Girl hit the wrong button.
Yep.
She'll probably be back. Oh, and there's Jim. My kids are
Jim.
both quite burly men of 25 and 35 years old. Are amazed when I step up to logs, but they couldn't do it. It's all in the technique.
Yeah, my technique's not that great either, though. I can't get the flick right.
Well, what's interesting is I've got an axe here. I'll show it to you when you come. But it's like a Canadian Tire. It's got a yellow handle, and I don't know what it's meant for. But every time I try to split wood with it, the axe just gets buried in the wood. Nothing gets split. Like every single time, whack! And I spend like half an hour trying to get the axe back out. Doesn't matter what kind of wood. Might be a what?
Well, it might be a chopping axe instead of a splitting axe, right?
What does that mean?
Axes are like saws. There are certain axes for certain jobs. And a splitting axe will have a wider head, at least slightly more of a wedge shape to it. Whereas a chopping axe will be much narrower, so it can bite much deeper when you're chopping. Splitting and chopping are very different. Very different.
Yeah, you know what?
Russell.
You know what, Jess? Just shut up, okay?
I'm going to teach you all the stuff.
I don't.
All the things. All the things. Okay, bye, Russell.
Well, gosh, I hope not all the things, Jess.
I mean about the axes.
Okay, all right.
I can't go teaching him no algebra or nothing like that because I'm enumerate. So.
Oh. So what do you got going on for the rest of the weekend?
I would like to go to my mother-in-law's place and shoot a video, but it may rain all day, so we may not be able to do that. In which case, I'll probably be, I don't know, cleaning my desk or something. We've had this is my first time sitting down today because we were just out doing yard work and opening the pool and doing all this stuff and just go all day. And I had to go to Renault Depot and I had to go to Canadian Tire and then I had to make supper. So I don't think I could handle 2 days in a row of that kind of activity. But if it's not pouring on us, then we'll go to the lake. I'll shoot a video. We'll let the kids run around the lakeside. We'll relax a bit.
Jim, stop working on Saturday.
Yeah, Jim. No, Jim, just stop working. I keep buying lottery tickets so that I can maybe not really become leisure class, but so that. I was talking about this too. Russ, was I talking to you about this the other night?
Probably. That's a safe bet for any topic.
Right. If anyone wins 30 mil, they're quitting their job. Well, except my wife because she's doing her dream job. But I was thinking about how even my dreams are okay, when I'm daydreaming, 130 mil, I'm quitting my job, and I'm buying a piece of land, but it has to be sort of within a certain distance of Montreal so that I can still do the daycare drop-off in the morning, and then pick the kid up at 5:15. Instead of just woo, I'm gonna live the life of Riley. It's even my dreams are okay, yes, I can quit my job, and still do that, the daycare stuff and the lunch and the supper and all that stuff. I was thinking if I do think a certain part of me feels that it is better for a kid if there's one working parent, but that doesn't have to be the dad. So part of my dream is I get to be a stay-at-home dad and make sure that the kids are great and the place is clean and supper is made, because I feel that if that was my job, I'd be really good at it. But because it's tacked on to the full-time job that I do, the two things are pulling. And so when I don't know, I spend a lot of time daydreaming. I always have. Even in high school, I daydreamed all the time.
Yeah, Jess, wouldn't you get a live-in nanny or something.
I don't know. You guys have had kids, and so you might know exactly what I'm talking about. When the second kid was born, my wife gave me half of her leave because she wanted to get back to work, and I really enjoyed it. I found that being a stay-at-home dad for those months got to feed something in me that like a lot of my guy friends never really got to really bite into. And that's when I realized, like, if I had 30 mil, I wouldn't necessarily want a nanny to go and pick my kids up from daycare because I love the look in her face when she comes out the door and I'm there. And I would really miss that. Look, it's
Yeah,
like
I have. Yep. I
was
have a
just
lot
gonna
of
say-
guy. Go ahead.
no, you're gonna be more interesting than me. I think I know where you're going.
Go ahead. I
I
have
was
a
just-
lot of. Sorry. Go. Finish your sentence, and then I'll go.
My day-to-day life in terms of scheduling work and daycare because of the timing of when daycare and school and my job end is a nightmare. But it's worth it when when the door opens and there's my kid and she's like, "Oh, it's daddy," or the other girl comes in the door and like, "School sucked today." All right, tell me about it. You got a half an hour before I have to leave and get your, like. So
Well,
I like-
Jess,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
stop.
just-
Wait.
okay.
Hold on.
wait.
Hold on. Just take a pause there, Russell. So I have a lot of guy friends who have taken parental
What?
leave. Taking
Right.
parental leave. I know.
What?
Amazing that I have guy friends, right? Like, why would I? But I do. And
and yet I have guy friends, and she complains about it.
That's right.
Jess,
I want to hear what she has to say. I want to hear this. I think this is going to be fascinating. So for God's sake.
Because and they have taken Russell. Was that a zing? You know what? You and I are going to talk afterwards. Don't worry. I will remember that and park it in my brain, and we will talk afterwards.
all right. Finish your thought.
And so they have taken parental leave. And this is the trend that I am seeing, right? Well, just in my workspace there. And absolutely loving it. Like
Mhm.
they loved it. And it wasn't because, oh my gosh, my wife told me, so
Yeah.
I have to do this. No, they really wanted to do this.
Yeah.
That's right. City Girl has guy friends. Russell has many bromances. Yep.
No, I don't have a lot of romances. Just a few.
You have a select few bromances. Yeah, so I think that's awesome. Like and it's so refreshing because parental leave, okay, it's been around for a while. It's
Yeah.
nothing new,
Right.
and yet I hadn't really heard of. And again, in my workspace, a lot of people taking advantage of it, right? And
Mhm.
it's just so nice. And then when they come back, it's like, hey, so like, what did you think, et cetera, et cetera. And as I said, right, they absolutely loved that they were able to do that.
Absolutely. I feel that I don't know. It's funny. To a certain extent, I have a lot of guilt around my first daughter because of what I knew when the second daughter came along, and how I would have dealt with the first one differently. Not massive amounts, but like the I don't know. Maybe like I'm getting to take advantage of something that like obviously my dad never got to take this leave, right? Hi, Ron and Kelly. Like the leave wasn't available for my dad, and it definitely wasn't available for his dad. And I'm grateful that whatever force happened in the universe to give this to us, because hey, it really helped my wife too, right? She could go back to work when she wanted to. She just assigned me however many months it was, and I don't know if it works the same in Ontario as it does in Quebec. I have no idea. But like, it's a year For the
Wow.
mother, for the, for the
Okay,
mother.
18 months here.
Okay.
Yep.
And she could give me up to, I think, 5 months.
So
I
you
think
have to split it.
there's a paternal leave, and then
Yeah.
there's a parental leave. Okay, if I take the paternal leave,
Hmm.
it's like a month or 2 months or something at the very beginning. So I didn't take that because the parental leave means I can just take over for like 6 or 8 months or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Like I don't really remember because this is a whole 3 years ago now. But
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
it's great
Yeah.
though. I mean, I can't imagine a guy. No, I can't imagine guys who don't take it because there are guys I know who didn't take it. I'm like, take it. You're never going to have the opportunity to develop that kind of bond with your kid again. It's never going to come again.
Yeah.
Don't be an
Well-
idiot. Take the leave. But they're like, my job.
It's,
They
and
just-
it's not for everyone.
True.
Just like I gotta say, and you two are having a wonderful conversation, but I gotta say, if you won the 30 million in the lottery, here's what I would do: hire somebody to pick up your kids in September, October, April, and March and April. Because those are the 4 months
Those
you
are-
want to be in the bush.
Those are the months with no black flies and no mosquitoes.
And then summertime is, whatever you make, you can do whatever you want in summertime, of course. So, and the rest of the time, you can pick up your kids and see their smiling faces.
Yeah. Be a
So,
YouTuber.
incorporate that into your daydreams.
All right, I will. I'm taking note to adjust my daydreams.
I'm just taking. If I won 30 million, I'm buying an island, and Russell can come visit if he wants.
I'd buy an island in Sweden or Iceland or something, but yeah, here's the thing. I think
Fine
City Girl,
island.
did we have this convo or was it just with, like, my wife, she likes sort of down sud, as we say here, like a beach in a warm place.
Mm.
Whereas, I'm great with an island, but I want it to be in Sweden so I can camp. And so that's our problem. Somewhere between, like, say, Dominican Republic and Sweden is our problem.
Compromise, right?
Yeah, we'll
Compromise.
just buy a boat.
Compromise. That's it.
I'll come visit.
You'll come visit who?
You of course, on your island.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I love it.
The unfortunate thing is, I mean, the time to visit City Girl on her island in the Caribbean would be the winter months. But I love it here in the winter months.
No, yeah, it's
Like the time I'd want to get away from here is the summer months when all the bugs are here. But the summer months are going to be awful on the island,
Yeah, it's because it'll be like living on the
And-
surface of the sun.
and there will still be mosquitoes anyway.
Yeah. West Nile virus. Not that.
What is it? No, we don't get taxed on lottery winnings.
Yeah, we don't.
And taking care
Yeah.
of family. Fuck family. What are you talking about?
Taking care of my family? Are you kidding? Taking care of my family?
Well,
I'm
I mean-
taking my phone number.
I mean, our boys, of course. but
Immediate
after
family,
that-
right? Immediate family.
Right.
Our
immediately.
boys. That's it.
Yeah.
3 boys. I mean, like, my half sisters and half brothers, and all of them
No.
who never reach out to me. I'm sorry.
No way.
No, immediate family.
And I'm
It's
getting
all
a
good.
personal trainer.
I'm getting a sushi chef. Yep,
Is that a tongue twister? Sushi chef. Sushi chef.
sushi chef. Absolutely, that's what I'm getting.
That's a good investment. A sushi chef is a good investment. We only what?
Just walking down the street, and who's that with you? Oh, it's my sushi chef.
Are you kidding me? I would have a backing band. I'm walking down the street. Who's that? Who's that? That's my theme music, Holmes.
It's a mariachi band.
Oh,
Following
Look who you're talking to. Am I gonna have a mariachi band? I'm gonna have a '70s funk band. Okay. Best bass player I can find. Great drummer. 4 guitar players all doing that like 70s funk. I'll be popping down the street. They'll be like behind me. Who's that? That's my theme music. That's my backing music.
Well,
I think-
okay, if you're gonna go that far, I want to be, carried in one of those carriages, with 6 guys carrying you along, and
Well, now suddenly we're not being realistic.
I pull the curtain over, and yeah, pea soup. Yeah,
Pretty funny guy. But I like the idea of having your own sushi chef. We always order from the same place because they know that I have a deathly allergy to salmon. So they wash the knife and the cutting board between. Ah, somebody's making a cocktail.
Marcel.
I should have made some cocktails. I would like to do my live stream from the kitchen one night and just like do a cocktail night. Now I'm making a sidecar. Now I'm making a.
That's funny because I was showing City Girl a channel on Twitch where it's kind of like my Tuesday night after Jess live streams thing, because that's when she live streams. But she's a professional cocktail. What are they called? Professional.
Like a
What's the term
bartender?
Well, yeah, but there's a term for it. Professional mixologist.
Is she a mixologist?
Yeah.
Mixologist,
So
Yeah.
she's got a full. She's live streaming. She's got a full bar and she's just mixing drinks. So
Really?
I got in there one night and I was like, "Here's a raspberry rock drink. Try it, or a shot. Try it." So
What did she
I
think?
thought that's pretty cool. And I was like, "Okay, you gotta have lime cordial for this." And she's like, "Well, I've got the off the shelf kind, and I've got homemade lime cordial." That's pretty amazing. Just
It
to have
is.
that.
You're right. It is. It's amazing to make your own lime cordial. It's amazing to make your own lime cordial.
Well, I mean, and just to have it on hand.
Absolutely. It's great to have homemade lime cordial on hand.
All right,
oh.
Jess, do you want to share your video when you made lime cordial?
No, I want everyone who watches your videos to make their own damn lime cordial because it doesn't have that fructose glucose or whatever it's called in the States.
Yeah, that's awful. That is.
Yeah.
I've looked at the bottle that
Yeah.
that Rose's lime cordial. I think, fructose.
No way.
You
Fructose
can't.
glucose.
No,
Not a good thing.
you can't. Some things. Okay, some things do not read the label. Okay, don't read the ingredients. Just don't.
The thing is,
Sometimes you have to.
all right, Raven's got the right idea. If I
And
went 30
somebody-
mil,
And somebody spreading like
Amazing.
rose petals.
Oh.
Where you
dancing
want-
ahead of
where
you
you about
and
to what?
spreading- Look, what I wanted. Look, the point I want to say about the point I want to make about the Rose's lime cordial is lime cordial is very simple to make. It's simple in terms of its sugar, citric acid, limes, water.
It's also really simple to buy.
Yeah, but the stuff you buy is terrible. Like in terms of the chemical content and the this and that and the others.
Well, I'll
Whoa,
tell you
hold
what,
on.
It's unlikely.
No, finish your
Ooh,
thought,
wow.
and then we'll deal with Ken's thought.
Well, I was gonna say bring some with you when you come here. Your lime cordial.
Yeah, I can do that. Ken Johnson, I would love. It's funny because part of my daydream, winning the 30 mil, is to set up a little still, not like a commercial level, like a hobby level still. Make a barrel of single malt, make a barrel of 100% rye, age them for 10 years, make some, make other barrels of and age for like 5 years. Do some gin because I love the distilling process. I think there's magic happening there, and I'd like to be doing it. But as I said, it's part of my $30 million win daydream kind of thing.
I'll show you my still when you get here.
Yeah, you've got a cool little thing. I have a friend who's got like a full-on column still.
Yep.
In his apartment. And I would want it to be a nice, either a column still or a pot still, like one of the sort of traditional, like whiskey makers or gin makers stills, but not in industrial size. There's a country here in Canada. There's a start again.
Is a country?
There's a company here that I think it's called Northern Distilling or something, and they sell stills and such. City Girl, I was just updating. The other part of my 30 mil winnings is that I would like to have like a hobby distilling outfit. Like make a barrel of single malt, make a barrel of rye, like 100% rye, make some gin.
Wait, you know
I
what,
am
Jess,
totally.
we have subscribers, Chris and Val. Sorry, I'll let you do it. We have subscribers,
Go ahead.
Chris and Val, and I was telling them about my distilling operation. They're really, and these are the two only people who have been to both of our get-togethers in Toronto. Wonderful people, we love them. I was telling them about my distilling operation, which is this tabletop thing. They were so interested in it, and they ended up. They might have bought that, but then they're like, okay, we got to do more than this. And they were showing me pictures. They bought the whole, the column still you're talking about.
Where do they live?
They went all there.
Which country? I mean, not like
Oh, Canada, here in Ontario.
really. Because here's the thing, like to get the permit to do a distilling operation is so hard here. It may as well just be illegal.
There's no, you don't get a permit.
I want to know what City Girl was going to say.
And they're only worried about, you making spirits for commercial operation. They don't care if you're making it for yourself. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, like you, Jess, I am going to get into the tequila business. Yep. And
What did I just say?
huh? What? What did you just say? Did you say that?
Now,
You can't do it for
No.
commercial operation. You just said you're going to do
no,
it for
but I
business.
don't think she meant business. I think she was.
No.
But,
If I win 30 million, I'm
I'm
gonna.
buying cactuses.
Oh.
Yes. Like, come on, Russell. Jeez.
He just doesn't get it. City Girl.
No, he doesn't. But yeah, totally. That's what I want to do. I want to have my own brand and because I just enjoy I enjoy the tequila that you can sip, that you can savor, right?
Mhm.
That you can truly appreciate for
Yeah.
for its flavor profile. Yeah.
I like what you're saying there because I have been unable to touch tequila in years due to
Oh, bad.
whatevs. Okay,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
I find myself wanting to rediscover tequila as a cocktail ingredient,
Mm.
right? Rather than salt, lime,
Yeah.
get dumb kind of thing. But here's the thing: I want to spend the money on a tequila that is worth it for that kind of purpose, right? That's not just bros and students getting 3 sheets to the wind kind of thing.
Yeah.
But isn't so expensive that I can't afford to buy the damn bottle, And by the way,
Yes.
even more than tequila, I want to get it. I want to experience mezcal.
Yes. Yes, I have heard that is the way to go. Like,
Yep.
one really truly needs to experience that. So I want to experience that.
Yeah. Kristen actually is riffing off what we were talking about. My husband and I only like white tequila for shots or sipping.
Mm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
If I could get this down without knocking everything down. So, do you know this book, Death and Company?
No.
Okay, Death and Company is a cocktail bar in New York that is exceedingly well known in the cocktail world, and is in fact there's a lineup to get in every night. But they have a bit of a write up on which alcohols they have for their cocktails, and they go into the difference between a reposado versus other kinds of tequilas and
Mhm.
stuff. What I hadn't known before really getting into cocktails is that there are philosophies whereby if you change the alcohol, even the brand, you're changing the cocktail, so rename it. And I don't go that far. I think if you're using rye instead of bourbon, maybe you rename it. But if
Mhm.
you're using this kind of tequila versus that brand of renaming it seems a little what's the word? Uh, crumbs. Never mind. Let's just move on. I'll remember the word like at 4 tomorrow morning. I'm looking for the write-ups on the various tequilas, but I'm not finding it. I'm gonna bore you guys by just looking for it. So I'm just gonna. But this is a cool book if you're into cocktailing.
Death and Co.
Yeah,
Right.
because that's the name of the bar. I think they have a second book out now.
Jesus, that's a big book. Show us show us an average page.
How to stir.
Holy crap! Really?
That's how
Wow.
to stir. Right? If you're using like a mixing jar, a mixing glass. But like, what's cool about this bar is they've got cocktails that their regulars have sort of requested and always drink, and they've made them part of the bar's
Menu,
I guess. And some of them are actually in the book.
Oh my god, we need to get the raspberry rock shot in there.
There you go. That's what a typical page looks like. It's all specs for drinks. I see there's a French 75 in there, which is a nice classic. But yeah, so that's a typical. But the thing is, like these bars are very, very specific about like this. This drink has to use Buffalo Trace bourbon, and that's the only one you can use. I'm like,
See, and that's my issue.
Yeah.
Exactly what you said, Jess. Like, seriously? Am I going to now go scope out these ingredients to, because I would really love to try various cocktails. But then what do I do with the rest of the bottle?
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Drink it.
And
What?
you know what, City Girl, I will riff off of that and say, like, there are all kinds of different vermouths, and they all have their magic. But if I could find a vermouth in Quebec that was sold in a 500 ml bottle instead of 750, that's the only thing I care about. I would buy that bottle, because the thing about vermouth is it's a fortified wine. So what happens when you open a bottle of wine and you pop it, and then you take a sniff about a week later? It's like, oh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people who are like, I hate vermouth, it's because your vermouth has been stale for 6 months, And so that's why I think vermouth should come in small bottles, because some people just drink vermouth, right? It's a choice. Vermouth on ice, vermouth blah, blah, blah. But for me, I only use it in cocktails. And so I waste so much vermouth because I'm not making cocktails every day. I'm not a barman, right? And the cocktails I make almost every day are like, my wife likes gin and tonic, rum and coke, and amaretto sour. I make those all the time. None of those have vermouth in them. Or like Lillet Blanc. Like, you should be keeping your vermouth in the fridge, and if you use that gas stuff, whatever they call it, that to get the air out of the bottle, and these are all ways that you can keep your vermouth and your Lillet Blanc and all that stuff fresh longer. But at the end of the day, if you're not like going through the vermouth, a month later, it's like, it's stale.
Yeah.
Jess, I gotta ask you a question. You said vermouth is fortified wine.
Yeah.
Port is also fortified wine. So how does port compare to vermouth?
I'm Quebecois, which is one of the world's biggest markets for port. So I will tell you, as a typical Quebecer would, that port is magical and vermouth is not. But the thing is, port is
what's the difference?
Flavors. I mean, because vermouth is essentially fortified wine, but it's more than that. It's not just a fortified wine. Whereas port is it's a fortified wine product. Period. Right? They don't throw flavorings and stuff in. Whereas vermouth is very different depending on which brand you Dolin versus whatever Martini. They all bring things to the table, right? Like vermouth is a much more of a mixing you want me to go and get a bottle of vermouth?
I'd like to taste it.
Okay,
So-
so I'll bring vermouth when I come.
Buy a bottle.
Well,
Oh, okay. So see this? See that food and
Yep.
drink? That's
Yep.
from our Liquor Control Board of Ontario.
Yep, I know it. I've seen it.
It's a lovely magazine, and they've got wonderful cocktails. But as you said, Jess, like I would love to make some of these cocktails, but I'm not going to buy a bottle of or bottles of whatever and then be stuck with it.
And that's a big problem when you've got a home bar versus like an actual bar. There are bottles that you will very rarely look into. The thing is, if that bottle happens to be sherry or whiskey, they literally last forever. If that bottle is a vermouth or like a Lillet Blanc or something that's like a fortified wine or a port, but port you can just sort of after supper have a little, then suddenly you're wasting money. Because if you're not making martinis or whatever every single day, you're going to waste part of that bottle, right?
Yeah. That's it.
But like a gin or a vodka or a whiskey or a whatever, just cork it up and it'll last you years and years and years. No, Carol, 30-year vermouth is not any good. If it's been opened, it's not any good.
But if it hasn't been opened,
Should be okay. Well, the thing is, even unopened, wines tend to sort of peak and then come down the other side. I bought a bottle of a 1972 Tawny Port once because it was like my year of birth. I don't remember which brand it was, and by the time I opened it, it had peaked probably about a good 5 years ahead of when I opened it. So it wasn't like ruined and it wasn't like all stale or anything, but it was clearly not as good as it could have been. And my boss at the time bought 2 bottles, one that we opened right away and one that he kept for a few years. So I know that it was a very good port, and by the time I opened it, it wasn't anymore. So a 30-year-old vermouth might have come down the wrong side. It might have already peaked about 20 years earlier. But it's hard to say. I think Russell is... he's back.
So with my 30 million, I'm going to have an island,
Yep.
a sushi chef, and a mixologist, and a pool boy named Juan.
one.
You probably shouldn't have mentioned the pool boy with Russell on the live stream.
Oh, he already knows. He knew this.
Oh, we've talked about
Yep.
this many times.
Okay,
Yes, that's it.
fair enough.
I'm
Fair
okay
enough.
with the pool boy named Juan.
Right.
But
Okay.
of course, if I have an island, there's not going to be a pool. So, but still,
you
the beach,
could have
the
a
beach
pool
will
anyway.
need cleaning. You know.
There'll be an ocean
beach.
boy.
Ocean
Yes,
boy.
Yes.
I like it. Maybe we should bump up this up to 60 mil. Good night, Ann.
Good night, Dan. Thanks for coming out. Carol needs to purge. What does that mean, Carol?
Bottles.
Carol?
She's talking about bottles. Carol is talking about bottles.
Yeah, it's not the other.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, from now on, I started pronouncing Carol's name in the French way. Carol.
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 All right, I've got takers. I've got takers for Cabana Boys.
I see that. I saw that. Pablo. I like it.
Paolo.
David, yeah, I was about to pop that up.
And Jay somehow has turned into
Has offered.
I won. One.
I love it. David says City Girl's budget just went to 60 mil.
Sure, why not?
Well, if you're gonna buy an island, you kind of need some padding there.
Well,
Like
I mean,
Maintenance costs.
yeah,
I mean, besides, we looked at islands. There's a lot of islands for sale.
Yeah,
It's
there are.
hilarious. And some of them don't have beaches. Some of them do have beaches. But if they do have a beach, which is what you'd want, you got to clean it. Frequently.
Yep. And it needs to have
They
an
don't-
airstrip with, obviously for a private jet.
Or a helicopter landing pad.
I was gonna say I would go for a helicopter landing pad. You're wasting less of your island. Well, it depends on how big your island is, though, right?
Hey, if I'm at 60 million, what do I care?
Fair.
But yes, okay, good advice.
And I'd
Good
have a
advice.
really nice axe, like really nice axe.
Oh, where's my axe?
Oh, wait, your axe? It's our axe.
Sorry, I think I
The
gave it to her
axe.
for her wedding
The
anniversary.
axe. The axe.
Gave your
right.
wife an axe for her wedding anniversary? She's gonna use that on your head.
Well, I was holding it, and she said, "Oh, did you get that for me for our wedding anniversary?" And I said, "Yes."
No, no, he did
It's got a
not.
sheath now, which is
Yeah.
I can't believe
nice.
it's $25 for this, but
Yeah.
whatever.
It's a
man,
nice
it's-
axe. I'm gonna pick one up as well at some point. But like when I brought this back from where the hell did I get this? Canadian Tire? My wife was like, no, that wasn't how she was. But she was like, really, another axe? I said, actually, this is a maul. She was like, huh. That does not fly with me. I said, yes, okay. Yes,
I
ma'am.
could just see that conversation. Another axe? Well, it's actually a maul.
Right.
Then I gotta do the cruise ship guy thing. It's a maul.
I didn't actually say well, actually, because that would have been just too cliche. But I said, it's not an axe, it's a maul. She sort of gave me the look, I was like, by which I mean nothing of import. But I only bought it to do a video on. I don't know what I'm going to do with it later. I said, I'll give it to your mom. She's like, she's not going to be able to lift it. I said,
Give
okay.
it to your mom.
Well, because she lives, she's got a fire pit, and her boyfriend keeps dropping off all these logs, and then
How
she
old
has
is
to wait.
she?
Shut up.
No, I mean, I'm just curious. Is she like 80 and she's trying to use an axe to
No,
split
no,
firewood?
no, are you kidding? No. She's like
I could just picture this 80-year-old woman going, "I've got so much firewood that needs splitting," and you're like, "Yeah, here you go.
Here you go, mom.
Here,
And
there
she's
you go."
like, I was hoping for a log splitter.
And
I
she-
know that Russell
Oh.
and City Girl have one. Like whenever I walk into Canadian Tire, like there's a log splitter right next to the door, saying, "You want me?" I'm like, "No, because I can't bring you home without getting questioned." Thing is, I live in a city where I live in a city where they've got a burn ban in place, like a permanent burn ban, right? So like, it's not like I can have firewood and a fireplace to use it in. So all these cool things like a log splitter and stuff. I would never. David, why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta like hating? No, put that back up because I'm gonna riff off of that.
Oh no, that's not it. Damn it, where was it? Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Actually, that's true though. Wait, go back to that. Isn't that every woman's dream?
Damn it, I can't keep. You need to like jumping
Would
back
you like
and
me-
forth.
Would you like me to take control of the side chat there?
Yeah, you do it.
Russell? Want me to
You do it.
be
I mean,
clicking?
you're
Oh,
like,
Ken,
no, that
nice.
one. No, okay. Now I want to talk about that one. No, I just want to talk about that one you accidentally put up.
How
Yeah,
do you put up with him?
It's been 27 years, Jess. Where do I begin?
At the beginning, and then you end at the end. It's funny because I feel that some things are universal. Like in so many of the couples I know, I look at the guy and he's doing something that I would do, and then I look at the wife and she's like, "They're all children, but we need them for procreation." You know what I'm saying? It's like, it happens so often that there's got to be something to that. You know?
It's a Rick and Morty episode.
What is?
Weren't
I've
you
never
talking
seen this show. I don't know what you're. I have never seen that show.
So Rickon, finds this planet where the women have sequestered themselves from the men because the men are barbaric brutes and just want a war all the time.
Right.
And the women have a higher society of just women who are, they get along just perfectly. They have literature and schooling and they're intelligent, and the boys get to play outside.
Really?
I mean, but it's funny because they're like, there will be an announcement like, the spider in sector 7G is still there. Please reroute your route accordingly.
Right. I love it. Oh, wow. In the side chat, I love this. Kelly says she has her condo for escape. And then she says, oh, my God, minus 53 going on 10 men. I mean, what is up with us, dude?
The whole theory about men mature slower than women is so true in my case.
Mine too.
I'm probably, in the timeline, I'm probably like at around 18 years of age maturity wise.
You're in the lower percentile.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm still.
So I saw this story recently that Lego is actively marketing towards adults now. Has been for several years. And that makes me feel so much less bad about really wanting that $900 Millennium Falcon because they are literally marketing to me. It's not like grow up, dude. It's like Lego literally markets to my generation for stuff like that. They're not marketing the $900 Millennium Falcon to my kids,
Because it's parents that buy the Lego kits.
And I like when I said, hey, wow, look at that. I would like to buy that. My wife sort of threw the kibosh on that in a big, big way. But like, because of exactly what we're talking about, I'm like, woo, Lego. She's like, wow, that's a lot of groceries. And I'm like, yes, that's true. Excuse me while I go and reconsider all the choices I've made up until this point. All the silly things I bought that could have been groceries. But it's funny that like Lego marketing to adults seems really meta in some ways and really logical in others. Because it's a premium toy now. It's not affordable. Even the small things are kind of not really that affordable. And so if they maintained, why am I talking about this? This is so boring.
You know what? Lego is a great thing to talk about. The best thing they ever did was come out with a Lego movie.
Legit.
Genius. And it was such a great movie
good.
too. It was like fantastic. It was so much fun. From beginning to end, it was so much fun.
Making sure that movie was really good was probably the biggest piece of genius in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's funny because way back when I was trying my hand at screenwriting, one of the guys I knew said he was approached by Monopoly to write a Monopoly movie, and he said he passed on it. And
how would you make a Monopoly movie though?
Exactly at the time, I was like, how the fuck would you do that? You'd have to have some really clever twist on doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the Battleship movie, which sucked so bad.
I didn't even bother watching it. I was like, no, not gonna do it.
Oh, it was awful, Jess.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I just want to go back to what Netman said. What did you say Netman's name was?
Jay.
Okay. Hi, Jay. Yeah. The city of Montreal has what's a 3-phase burn ban in effect. I think we're in phase 2 right now. Because it has to be a phase because some people are still grandfathered in, although that's going to be going away as well in phase 3. You cannot have anything that burns solids, like can't burn wood, unless it's like a pellet stove. And so what's affected is fireplaces, wood burning stoves, you name it, fire pits, technically barbecues.
Oh, really?
But I'm a charcoal guy. I don't use a gas barbecue, and I'm not gonna. But yeah, so at first it covers certain things like new installations, blah blah blah. The end game is no burning of solid waste. That's not the right word, is it? Of like solid wood items other than a pellet stove on the island of Montreal, or in the city of Montreal. Some cities.
I don't even get that. Like, I can see that in the forest or in rural areas, but right in the middle of the city?
Night, Ken.
It's. Oh, is Ken out?
Yep.
Good night, Ken.
Good night, Ken.
No, it's because of the fine particulate matter. It's because there are neighborhoods that have a lot of fireplaces, and kids with asthma are having massive trouble. So, it's about the fine particulate matter. So, it's not about causing forest fires or anything like that.
Whatever, man. I mean, shit. That's sad. What's crazy is like 200 years ago, everybody burned wood. Everybody. Well, coal, I guess.
Cool. Yeah.
But there was no electric heat. There was no.
See, what was happening back then is if your kid was
Natural
born with
heat.
asthma, that kid died, and people grew stronger. Take them out of the gene pool. That's what was going on.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to disagree with you because if somebody was born with 3 arms, everybody who didn't have 3 arms would have died, and we'd be stronger.
How do you get 3 arms from asthma?
Well, no,
Like,
I
that's
mean,
a
if you had
logical
3
jump.
arms, then everybody who has 2 arms is way behind the curve.
No, everybody who has 2 arms is burning you at the stake as a witch or a demon, dude.
You gotta go there. You gotta go there. You always end up with burning somebody at the stake. You always do this.
You know what? Paganism really has gotten a bad rap. This is unfortunate. This really
burning
is
out the stick.
unfortunate. No, I'm serious. This past week, I've been reading about paganism. Nope.
This is why I don't read. This is exactly why I don't read.
Yep. And you need to read about the history of it and see how it evolved and came to be and how.
You know
it's
what?
Unfortunate.
You know
It
what,
really
City
is
Girl?
unfortunate.
City Girl, I want to hear your best takeaway from Dave Grohl's book.
Oh, you both read it?
I've read it.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Russell, not so much. You know, I would have to say I was really touched by how much love he has for his mother and how much he really appreciates her and the influence, the positive influence that she has had on him throughout most of his life. And he has never wavered from that. And that is so nice to see. So nice to see. Because, you know, you don't it was just very refreshing that throughout the entire book, no matter what stage of his life, he was always referring back to his mom. No matter what. That was nice.
Just another reason to love Dave Grohl.
That was nice.
He seems to be a guy, like, I haven't read the book, but everything I've ever heard from him in an interview, now, granted, he may be a fantastic actor and he's like a massive asshole behind the scenes or something, but everything I've ever seen him talk about makes him sound like a guy who I kind of like having him in the world. You know, there are certain people that, like, okay, when, do I want to talk about this? When Robin Williams died, shall we say, let's just say he died, I took it real personal because he got me through some really rough spots. Okay?
Yeah.
And I always felt that the world was a better place because of him. And there are certain people, there are certain stars. I don't know these people. They don't know me. I'm not going to walk up to them in the street, hey, Robbie, I love your stuff, man. But I feel that the world is a better place because of the energy they bring to the world. Do you know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel that Dave Grohl, everything I've ever heard him say in an interview, or like the way he is, the aura he gives off, that's way too new agey for me. I don't really talk about auras, but you know what I'm saying? Like the energy around him, which is also too new agey for me. Oh my god! But you know what I'm saying? There's something about him that tells me that the world is a better place with him in it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's a fabulous actor.
I loved, well, in the book, right? So we're hearing his story. So we're hearing his side of the story, and his unwavering motivation and drive, and also luck and chance, right? As to how he got to where he is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost okay. So I am a new age, airy fairy kind of person.
Okay.
And so when he put it out, I'm going to say put it out there to the universe that I am going to do this. I am going to be in this band, right? I am going to, play these gigs, and I'm going to be on the world stage. He put it out there to the universe, and say what you like. Say what you like. I believe in, if you put it out there and you have enough motivation and desire and positive willingness, then the universe will answer you. And that's just me.
I think it's funny because I've often said something kind of similar to what you're saying, in that a long time ago I read something, like a white paper or something, that was... Hi, Daniel and Lucia. I read a paper about how prayer, spellcasting, and meditation all kind of work on the same level, in that they solidify under your in your unconscious what it is you're looking for. And it's the same as you were saying, and as I actually say too, so it was nice to hear you say, putting it out there in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Telling the universe that this is what you... Because, like what I'll say, if I really have to hit something, I will tell people about it and set it out there so that it becomes the expectation that we're all... It's the thing that we're all expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And that works under the conscious level, and sort of makes it... and that used to work for me up until COVID.
And it's hard, right? It's hard not to be a negative Nancy at times. Like, it really is. Depending on what you have going on in your life. And it is a balancing act, for sure. Right? And just trying to, like, bring it back. Just bring it back to, it's all going to work out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny how I do think that it all will work out in the end. I mean, that's not the kind of upbringing I had, but it's almost like a bloody mindedness in my case, that, like, no, this is gonna work out. It's gonna happen, you know. And yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
Have you heard of the word impermanence?
Yes.
Impermanence. So, ebbs and flows. Things are not, you're going to have the good times and you're going to have the bad times, unfortunately. Yeah, fortunately and unfortunately, right? They come and go, and they last, and that's just life. And if you can ride the wave of the ebbs and flows, then yeah, sure.
Well,
hold on a thought, Jess. We got to say hi to Dave, who
Hi, Dave.
Totally bowed to peer pressure and joined us, even though he didn't want to.
I did.
Damn it, Dave. But it's nice to see you.
Hello, Dave.
It is nice. It's nice to see you, Dave.
Hello, City Girl. Nice to see everybody. Yeah.
Is Pam nearby?
She's in bed. She just went to bed now.
Okay. Okay. So, sorry, Jess. We gotta Finish your thought there, Brew.
I often say that nothing is actually permanent, and
No,
it's
it's
because like when I'm standing next to, tell myself that when I'm at sixes and sevens, it will pass. Are you British by any chance? Sixes and sevens is a very UK kind of
What does that
phrase.
mean?
Everything is mixed
Out
up.
of 10?
Yeah, no, it means out of sorts.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Um,
Please tell us.
the thing that makes me think about this is like if I'm standing next to a cliff face and you see all the strata. Okay. This is the weirdest, most roundabout way of coming to the point, but it's the way I see the next to. Hi, Marcel.
Hello, Marcel.
Marcel, you got
Hi,
to
Marcel.
When I'm at sixes and sevens, it will pass.
yeah, Marcel, pause your YouTube video, Marcel. We're hearing the YouTube video in the background. So I temporarily muted you until you get that. And if you have have you got earbuds or headphones you can plug in? Because that really helps too.
It helps so much.
I'm actually outside and it's crazy breezy because they're watching a movie in my living room.
What are they watching?
My husband and my husband and my daughter are watching. They've already seen it, but they're watching the oh god, not the Incredible, the one with the Marvel movie with Angelina Jolie, the Eternals.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
it. Oh. I gave up on the Marvel movies a long time ago because I realized that there was no way that I would have time to keep them all straight.
Oh, we're big fans. My husband's a big fan. Yeah,
Fair enough.
he's crazy about it.
Anyway, everyone, I've kind of made the video so that we're pretty kind of narrow. So if you have to adjust your cameras to take advantage of that, it's just easier this way. I mean,
Like
because
this?
this mode seems everybody's really small and shit. This is just better.
But I'm claustrophobic. I can't handle this.
And Jess, oh my God, you've been trying to tell your thoughts on something for the last 5 minutes.
Sorry.
Right, City Girl. Okay. Standing next to a cliff and seeing the strata tells me what I'm trying to tell you. It's like nothing is permanent, but it can feel permanent sometimes. You look at a mountain and you think, boom, done. No, it's not. It's still moving. It's either like the tectonic plates are either still pushing it up or the rain is driving it down. We're talking about maybe a millimeter a year, but it's still not permanent. Oh, good night, Kelly. It's still not permanent. It's still in motion. Just I can't see the motion because if I'm lucky, I get to be here for 75 years. Right? So I don't get the full long-term view of that thing. So it looks permanent. Right? If you come back a million years from now, do you think Mount Rushmore is going to have a bunch of faces left on it? I mean, it may have the hints of faces. It might still have sort of, but I mean, over time,
like the pyramids, essentially.
Like the pyramids, we see all these things as being permanent, but nothing is permanent. We're halfway through the lifespan of our sun, dude. So
it would be hilarious if somebody came across the Mount Rushmore and it's been all this graffiti over it and you can't tell what the faces are anymore, and we were like, damn, what does this mean? Let's investigate.
I had a friend back in university, and after university, you're muting? Okay. My friend, she married an artist who was a robotic artist, but we had a conversation one night that really, really affected me. And she was talking about, she had this idea of the art we make versus the art we think we make. And that's like, if the world ended today and like 1,200 years from now, the people of the future were digging down into, and they found Montreal, whatever. What they would find on our billboards is what they would think our art is. because of the way we approach, oh, look at all these hieroglyphics, right?
So you're saying that all these cave drawings that we find, they're just like billboard ads.
Who the hell knows? I mean, they were probably all religious
hunting
in some way, right?
Man hunting deer is like, hey, we can get you the best deer meat you could possibly buy. That's like ancient hieroglyphics
Get you some good deer meat
for the low price.
But you know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that is, well, it used to be that art was more public than it is now in a lot of ways, right? Like nowadays, the art we make goes into either private collections or musea. Is it musea or museums?
Museums.
Museums, okay, or museums or whatever. But the way art used to be, like public, like essentially billboards for this king, right? Here's the story of him defeating the next place over, carved into a stele or whatever. Like, and her whole concept was that, like, so which is the art we make versus which is the art that exists? The idea of, like, a lot of what we really think of as serious art now ends up in private hands or sequestered in museums rather than on public, real, honest public display. And that real, honest public display has been taken over by advertising. Bury Montreal today in 100 feet of silt and stuff, and then dig it up like we did, Herculaneum or Pompeii.
Yeah, but the question is, have you been injured in an accident lately? Because maybe you need representation.
There's almost none of those ads in Quebec, by the way.
Oh, they're growing
like an Ontario
It's
thing.
funny. It's funny in Florida. You drive down a street and you'll see 10 billboards about that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Everywhere.
they're growing here in Ontario.
Yeah,
but,
you see them here.
like, it's
Yep.
ridiculous. Like, Florida's fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even embellishing. Like, you go a city block in Florida and you'll see 10 billboards.
Yeah.
They're all ambulance chasers.
It's the
I
same
hate
here.
them all.
Giant billboards with lawyers. Yep.
But I don't know if, because I'm like several drams in, so I don't know if I was actually getting the concept of this art we make versus art we make across. But it's something that I think about. Like, I go back and think about.
Hold on.
Regular.
Yeah, Marcel, if you could mute yourself unless you're going to talk, I appreciate it.
She's
It's just all I can hear is wind and chimes. Also, if you is the chimes handy? Can you just lay the chimes on the ground for a little bit? Or is
I
it
like
permanent?
the chime.
Thing is how I'm really short and I can't reach them. No.
Okay, don't worry about it then.
I'll just
Don't
say
worry about
music. It's good. I'm cool.
But we still want to hear your thoughts on stuff.
I want to hear the chimes.
I'll chime in.
I'll chime in.
Chime
That's
in.
good. That was good.
Yes.
That was
Love it.
good.
Got me
Love
good.
it.
It's just all kismet. Okay.
Wait, and you know what's interesting about Marcel? Can I mention your previous occupation, Marcel?
You can.
Well, why don't you mention it then?
Well, in the same life, but about a decade ago, I am a lawyer, but I'm not practicing. I haven't practiced in a long time, and I used to represent criminals, and it was crazy like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was fun.
That's
Yeah.
That's a serious job.
It was.
I'm sure
I
you have
wanted
some
to-
really good stories, Marcel.
Yeah. Well, I met some really interesting people. Spent a lot of time in prisons. It's fun. But it was weird. I was young. I just turned 50, and when I was in my early 30s, and I was a lot thinner than I am now, and single, and it was just crazy. And I met some really bad people, and but it did a lot of good for people. I practiced for 9 years, and then I just had to move on. After I became a mom, like, it all changed for me. I didn't think I wanted to have kids, and then I had kids, and then all I wanted to do was be with my kids. So So it rocked my whole world.
Were you a prosecutor or a public defender?
No, I was not a public defender. I was a private criminal defense attorney.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I came right out of law school and opened my own office. I never worked for anybody else.
And since then you've just concentrated on being a parent? Is that it?
Okay, let me get my whole resume out here. No, before I went to law school, I was a sixth grade reading teacher, and so
Hold on. Let me drag up my interviewer questions here.
hold on. Okay. No,
Tell me about a time where you handled a situation where.
There was
exactly.
conflict.
Sorry, Marcel. Go ahead.
What would you like about yourself? What would you change?
What's your biggest weakness?
Yes, exactly.
What's your greatest strength?
And then you used to read all those books, right? They were like, "What are your weaknesses?" And they're like, "Well, it's like you throw a strength out there, masked as a weakness." Like,
Right.
I'm a serial. I have to be. I'm so punctual. It's like so annoying.
Right.
It's a weakness. Mm. No, but I was a sixth grade. I taught reading and history as a teacher before I went to law school. So
But that's okay. Now I'm doing my like CBC interview thing here, but
Oh,
I mean that's a switch from a career to going back to school. Was that a difficult decision for you, or was it
No,
financially difficult?
financially, yes. I worked through law school, so I was not one of those many of the people I went to law school with that had silver spoons in their mouths and were writing private checks for their tuition that I was going deeply and deeply in debt to pay for. Yeah. And so it was big. I waited tables and I was a shop girl and I didn't have glamorous jobs, but I needed money. So
Yeah, I understand that.
had to
I
work-
worked through university too because there was no fund for me,
Yeah.
so I had to work.
When I was in school, my dad was dying of cancer, and it was
Okay, I can't match that one.
Oh no! It's not like break out the nothing like that. But it was I didn't have anybody to bail me out. If I wanted to stay, I had to stay. I had to
shit.
do it.
I had a very similar situation. I put myself through university. I was on the co-op program. 4 months in school, 4 months work, 4 months school, 4 months work.
Oh,
And
is
I'd
that how
make
a co-op works?
At least when I did, and I made enough money to kind of, pay for the next term. And at the same time, my stepfather was dying of cancer, and he couldn't die fast enough.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
I mean, I was there at the end, and I wouldn't wish cancer on my worst enemy because it was awful. I hated it. I cried like a baby.
Yeah.
But still,
I mean,
my mom so needed to be rid of him.
all right.
Oh, I see. I was like, what? Like you wanted him to be put out of his misery, or so it was just
Well, it's just we put my mom through hell, and she married him for financial security as opposed to actual love. So anyway, it's a much longer story. My dad left my mom for a woman, and then my mom married the guy that she left, and a bit of a wife swapping thing, and it's a horrible story. Anyway.
At some point, we have to have this
Wow.
conversation because suddenly this
know.
got really weird.
Sorry.
Robin and possibly Dave, how you guys doing? Yeah, we can have this guy. It's a long, stupid story, Jess. Yeah.
Yeah, family dynamics everybody's are so different or so crazy.
Now, Marcel, so you then you quit your job to go back to school. You worked through school, and then you did the bar exam,
This bar.
and then you opened an office.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm having really horrible windy hair right now.
I am
did.
me too. It's horrible. I'm just like, oh my
It looked
god,
like
oh
I was
my
just
god.
wearing a toupee of
Me
my
too.
own hair right now.
Me
Yeah.
too. Oh my god. Oh wait, sorry. Other direction.
Right. So I mean, but I find it interesting to
Yes.
when you've got a career going to quit to go back to school and then essentially end up waiting on tables. How long were you a teacher?
I was a teacher before I went back to school. 2 years. Yes. Yes.
Now, like here in Montreal, yes, I saw that. The William Strom is that was a good line. So did you have to go to teachers college and all that to become a teacher?
Okay. When I got my BA, I actually graduated with a criminal justice degree, a minor in political science and Spanish. I love school, guys. If I could have stayed in school and somebody could have just let me stay in school, I would just be a lifelong student. But
Right.
yeah. But I guess I always had it in the back of my mind. Somehow I wanted to go to law school.
Okay.
But then I had somebody that was, a previous relationship in my life who actually made a lot of sense. I can thank him for it. He said, get your teaching degree, get something to fall back on, and then make that big financial decision later.
Oh,
And
I
so
see.
I graduated with my BA in criminal justice, and then I ended up going back to school for a year in a separate non-degree seeking program that let me just get my first teaching certificate.
Okay.
And then I got a job and worked for a little bit, and then we ended up moving overseas for a couple years. That same previous relationship, he was from Sweden, and so we ended up moving to Sweden for a little while. And then when I was over there, I ended up applying to school and got accepted and came back. And then that relationship broke up because it's because I went to school. So.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I mean, Oh, I see. Okay. Daniel Lucy. Not British, but I was waiting at the grocery store and could see aisles 6 and 7 inside the window. Did I put that on screen? Because Russell's not here. I just bumped my table and that popped up, so I think I may have put that on screen by accident. So, like, the idea of going to law school was always part of your plan then?
Yeah, somewhere. I wasn't sure if I could actually do it.
It's funny because I couldn't wait to get out of university.
Oh, I couldn't wait to get out of high school. I loved college.
I hated high school, and I also liked university. Here in Quebec, we have college, which is between high school and university. It's a 3 or 4 year program, depending on whether it's a career program or just university prep. But I definitely liked school only after elementary and secondary were done.
Do they still call it CJEP?
Yeah, CJEP is the current government is trying. But,
Dave, you're Canadian too?
Yes, I am.
But y'all spend time down in Florida.
Yes, yeah, we have a place in St. Petersburg.
And how was your time?
It was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, Pam enjoyed it more than me. Pam gets out and about and does things. I tend to gravitate to staying at home, and well, after about a month, I was starting to get bored, ready to come home. But we had a good time, and it was nice. It was nice being in a non-COVID kind of environment. Like, people didn't really worried about COVID down there. Although we took precautions. It was nice to be able to eat in restaurants and go to places and see movies, and that's opposite to here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dave, it's funny because I went to Canadian Tire and Renault Depot today, and today is the first day that the mask mandate is gone in Quebec. Yeah. I kept my mask on. I think I'm damaged. I can't take that damn thing off when I'm in public.
I still wear mine in the stores.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What I gotta say, City Girl would like to spend winters in a southern area.
I mean,
we've been
probably
looking at
has-
condos. We've been looking at condos.
Where?
What do you mean we?
Okay, I have been looking at condos that I can purchase and Russell can come and visit. As usual. I
So-
have a lot of buying power, apparently.
So Anna Maria Island is one of our focuses.
That's one of my favorite spots, Anna Maria Island.
Where is
that
that?
Florida?
That's on the west
Yeah.
coast.
Sarasota?
Sarasota? Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not
I
far
would
from
think
where
that-
we are. It's about an hour's south of us.
Buying anything in a state that is going to completely disappear due to climate change is probably not a good investment.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also thinking
Well,
of Antigua.
Yeah, but
As
Jess,
well.
if you buy a condo like on the 14th floor or above, you're good.
Yeah.
Buy a houseboat. City girl, my uncle and his husband have, I think they're in the midst of selling. They used to have they built a very small hotel in Sayulita in Mexico. Like 8 units or something, mostly as a way to just go to Mexico for the cold months. And they have a bed and breakfast in Lunenburg, which is where they would go for the summer months. And I really think that's the way to do it. If you're going to go south, get yourself a little hotel. It's simple. It's easy. Just build a hotel. Just build a
You
hotel.
know what? I'm just buying an island. Okay, with the 60 mil, I'm buying an island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
With the hotel.
But what's
Well-
interesting is the
No hotel on the island that we buy. Maybe some guest cottages.
Okay.
Yeah. On the
one
other
guest
side.
cottage.
On the other
No,
side.
no. I anticipate having guests, not just one cottage.
You know why I would like to have a lot of disposable income, aside from all the obvious reasons? I would love to buy a plot of land where I can set up like 9 chopping blocks and run little spoon carving courses. I would love that. Like little spoon carving courses, maybe a cooksit course. I have to learn how to do cooksit stuff. But like some of the people I don't really know, but sort of know in a tertiary way thanks to YouTube or Instagram. They're like, yeah, man, I taught a course on spoon carving today. I had 9 people come to my piece of fucking land. And I think that would be a really cool way to spend the weekend, just teaching a spoon carving course, teaching a real simple bushcraft 101 thing.
I'd come.
Oh, we're gonna do fire lay,
I'm there.
My
You're talking
ideal.
about Boy Scouts.
Oh gosh, let's not even talk about Boy Scouts because that's a whole other.
City girl. My ideal.
My ideal daydream is, and Russell knows this because I've been talking about it for years, is to have a tea house
Oh,
on
yes.
on Antigua, on Antigua,
Oh, okay.
and you know what? We're just chit chatting. We're just like people coming in. They're having tea. We're talking about stuff. We might
Chaga.
do some yoga on the beach, etc.
Chaga
And we're just having a nice relaxing time, and it's so very organic and grassroots and whatnot. And yeah, that's what I want to have.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's like I'll be in, chatting on Discord and stuff with Jess and Dave and whoever else shows up, and City Girl will be on the beach with her group
And who's having the
Doing-
better time? Oh, I
doing
would say it would be
yoga
me.
and tea.
It would be me.
I'm
You
just saying this is your Nirvana, and
Yeah.
we all have our
Nirvana.
Nirvanas.
Nirvana.
You know why I find a tea house interesting? It's because Rita McNeil. I don't know who here knows who Rita McNeil is.
Yep.
In a previous life of mine, I once called her the Canada's largest land mammal, and I still
wow.
have residual guilt over that because I used to really own my inner asshole, and I've been dealing with that ever since, kind of thing. But she had a tea house, right? What success brought her was the freedom in her mind to open a tea house,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was just so impressed by that because a tea house is not the same as a cafe. It's not the same as a bar. It's not the same as a restaurant. A tea house is a very specific thing. There's one, maybe two, but there's one I know of in Montreal that is like a dedicated tea house. You walk in, you sit down, it's very quiet. You ring a little bell to get. My first time I walk in, I'm like looking at the menu. I pick up the bell. I go, bing, and everyone's like, "No, you tinkle the bell, dude." You, he was idiot, Jesse. Yeah, I know what I want. Bong. The whole place is like, you're an asshole. But like, the magic of a tea house is that some of them are you tinkle to. Well,
tinkle?
tea, so you tinkle. Shut up,
you
everybody.
tinkle.
You ring the bell.
Sprinkler
And
tinkle.
sometimes it's just a really. Will you guys just grow up? Sprinkler. I have to check this on. Let me finish my thought. But like a tea house is a real specific thing, and it can be almost anything, but still that one specific thing. Because cafes have sort of been ruined by Starbucks, right? What you expect in a cafe is not like this. Montreal used to be a cafe town, right? There were cafes everywhere. None of them were chains. They were all small operations. Some of them were very like Parisian. Some of them were a little more not. But then Starbucks and Second Cup came through town, and now a cafe is you walk in, you stand at the counter, you order a latte, they industrialize it, and you walk out the door. A tea house cannot be like that. Because in the name tea house, there's a certain zen, there's a certain relaxation, there's a certain. You're looking at a menu of all these. Wow, do I want puer? I don't know how it's pronounced in English. Or do I want like an Earl Grey? Jesse will probably go for the Earl Grey. Or do I want this, Chinese
English breakfast.
Yeah, I want people to have the experience of it, and just imagine, okay, we have this lovely virtual world that Russell is part of, and
you are too.
not well,
not to the
sorta.
same extent, I'm thinking, but
Exactly, not to the same extent.
Golly,
I'm-
you're not on screen right now.
Oh, shut up.
All right,
And-
continue.
Anyway, and so for me, it's that in person, that creating that experience, right? For cultivating that experience for people, and it's not for everyone, right?
Nope.
Just like, and it's not for everyone, but that's my idyllic dream with my 60 million.
Would you do high tea in the afternoon?
that's a really
Oh,
British thing.
no.
Hold
It
on.
is British.
I want to spin this. I want to spin this a
No.
little bit. I want to spin this because if I had unlimited money to spend, I wouldn't do. You want to do tea house? I would like to do a Dungeons and Dragons house.
Sure, go for it.
Like City Girl knows what I'm talking about when I say the Madison House downtown
Yep.
Toronto
Yeah.
is like this 4-story house that's just this huge bar. But I would buy something like that and turn it into Dungeons and Dragons, and come here, play for free, and learn about Dungeons and Dragons. In there, you can have snacks and crap.
You can have like a big table to play at in the living room.
Yeah.
Oh, dozens of tables.
Dozens.
Yeah.
Not just one table to play at, but dozens. Walk up, meet some people.
Walk
start
on
playing.
up, make some friends.
In Toronto, like I would say down on Spadina, actually.
The
they
Spadina
have-
bus.
They have a couple of, and Russell, I don't know if you can remember our trips down there, but they. I don't mean that in a mean way, okay?
Guys hit a bar, he might not.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
I'm here to
I'm
help.
just saying,
I have a very poor memory.
yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That they actually, they have stores, shops like that. It's not like the Madison, which like a whole house that he was describing, but there is a version of that exists there, and I think that would be an incredible idea to have.
I
Check
think
that
there's a value to that. I think it'd be nice to have like a place where sometimes gamer geeks have a hard time finding a place to feel at home. And so if you sort of build, this is your area. This is the library where all the game manuals are or whatever. I haven't played D&D since I was like 13, so I'm sort of digging deep here, guys. But like, you know, if you can have, I would name the rooms where the tables were. This is the Gamma World room.
Well,
Doesn't mean you have to play Gamma World there because nobody does. But like,
well,
name the rooms after classic games.
I
Sounds
could go
like
further
cool.
than that. I mean, there's lots of different role playing games. You know, this is the Dungeons and Dragons. This is the Cyberpunk. This is the Angels and Demons. This is the Champions. This is, you know, it would be awesome, especially if I was so rich that I didn't have to worry about paying rent and like you could borrow the books. You could
Look,
it'd be awesome.
a lot of what we're talking about here, like if I won the 30 mil, if I won the 60 mil, if I won the $2 billion, like City Girl, you're going to agree with me on this, I think, in that a lot of this dream depends on us not really worrying about where the money's happening, right? Because you have to not worry where the money is happening to open a tea house somewhere. Which is why someone like Rita McNeil would open it, because she's not. It's not her main income. Right? She's not worried about, oh, I hope this tea house, you know, doesn't go under kind of thing. I worked at a cafe I've worked at a couple of cafes. In fact, my wife and I met while both of us worked at Starbucks. But a cafe can limp along for years, not making money, but not declaring bankruptcy, right? So if you're going to open something like a cafe, a tea house, a bar, and it's going to be our dream jobs, like we're talking about here, that's where we have to have that 30 million backing us up, right? So that we're not like, are we going to make it this month?
Well, yeah, exactly. You're like my idea. My idea is going to lose money. Absolutely.
Would you have
But-
memberships? Like sell memberships, or would you
No,
just like?
this is not. If we win a huge lottery, this is not a business idea. This is not a business money making idea. It's just I just want to introduce people to. You know, I want to have
Does
a
the
place for people to
moderator
go
want
and
to
do
get
this
rid of
thing.
that person? The
Yeah,
moderator wanted to get rid of that person.
I know. Unfortunately, in StreamYard, it still shows up.
Oh,
It's gone
okay.
now.
I just put them in timeout.
And don't, no, you don't have to ban these people. Just put them in timeout because that's all you need to do. They won't be back.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm of the same mind of Russell in that I'm not trying to make money or anything like that off of. I want people to come and enjoy themselves and just.
You want the space. You want the space more than you
Yeah.
want the business. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. I understand that completely.
And you know what? We got to have a pub as well.
Yeah.
A pub where you can just go and have fun.
You could
I know
call it
Irish
the,
pub.
the colored watered pub.
Tea's a good drink. It's like everyone who's not watching all the time has no idea what just happened there.
How about the Chagabaga?
You know what? I still gotta do something with chaga.
Chagabaga.
I'm gonna grind up some and make some tea with it.
Why do you still have that chunk there?
Because I have a 10-year-old and a 3-year-old and a wife and a house.
I'm sorry, you haven't used the chaga yet, Jess?
Not yet. I keep looking at it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do this. And
you
then
know what?
suddenly I'm like, Camille's got to clean her room. Okay, I'll do.
You know what? All I heard was, oh, I have excuses. That's why I haven't done it.
Ooh, that's it. That's the name of my. No, let's go to pub. Forget it, William. I can't use that. That can be for Russell's.
William? Raspberry Island Pub.
Raspberry Island pub.
Mine's not going to be a pub.
It's got to be like City Girl Pub.
City Girl Tea House.
ASMR tea house.
ASMR. Oh, holy crap. Now that would be a tea house. I would just go
That
there
would-
and nap.
Yep.
You know what? On the island, it'll be like City Girl Yoga, and then right next to it is the City Girl Tea House.
House.
And right next to it is the City Girl massage parlor, and then right next to it is City Girl Pub.
Okay, there's no massage parlor, but
I would
And
like
then
to point out.
right next to his city girl, we're fucking drunk.
nope.
You could have City Girl
You're gonna
Spa.
pass. You're gonna pass through each of the stages, and
Oh, for goodness sakes.
I would like to point out that City Girl Tea House sounds like the kind of bubble tea places you would find in downtown Montreal, whereas like Chinese characters, like City
yeah,
Girl
yes.
Tea House. We got a bunch of those places, like bubble tea.
No, yeah. I agree with you, Jess. It's got to be called something. City Girl cannot be in it. Yep. We'll think of
Where is
something.
City Girl Sushi? Asks Kristen.
Ah,
oh damn! It's between the city girl yoga and the city girl pub.
No, it has to be a City Girl dish restaurant.
Kadish.
A dish
City
restaurant.
Girl
shit.
British restaurant. Head
Well,
chef,
no, it
City
can't-
Girl.
Okay, so it's gonna be side by side: City Girl Padish and Sushi Restaurant.
Yeah.
You guys have to do a series of
Jeez.
Padish videos, like you know how I dedicated a cocktail video to Dennis, right? Like this is the canoe hound, and then that bastard turned around and made a better version, so I had to do another video of it.
Oh,
But you guys like, I gotta find a way to convince you guys to make a rain dance bushcraft Padish with no salmon because I don't want to die when I try to make it myself.
right.
Russell has told the story of how it was named Padish several times, and I continuously forget it. But one thing that has become clear to me is that a lot of the weird things about the channel, from pea soup to Padish, are because Russell don't hear so good.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have great hearing. He
You know?
doesn't.
It's working right now.
Actually, hasn't had a hearing check. He should probably.
I need to have a hearing check again. I had one, and because I walked in and I said, I don't hear anything, and I'm gonna get left. And the guy, said, please tell me there's something up. And he said, you're not gonna get left. You're really losing your hearing. After like 20 odd, but at that point it was 17 years of playing bass for a Celtic trio. But I have to get my hearing checked again because I'm in trouble, guys. There's something not happening here.
I am absolutely certain I have a hearing disability. I
I
can't
hear you,
understand
brother.
lyrics. I can't understand people with heavy accents, and not just. I mean, everybody has a problem with people with heavy accents, but I've been in situations where somebody with a heavy accent is talking, and I'm looking around at everybody else, going, "How do you understand what they're saying?" Like, literally.
We're watching. So we will be watching a movie, and there will be a person with an accent, and Russell's looking at me. Did you even? And he's putting the subtitles on because he just, that's fine.
Oh, but you know what's really funny is we'll watch a movie and then somebody starts talking in a foreign language, and she'll look at me and I'll be like, "Oh, he's saying,
Right.
here's what's going on," and oh, she's saying that we gotta hold on and wait for this,
Right.
and then there was this one time where we were watching a movie. This is hilarious. One time we're watching a movie and she says, "Oh, but." It might have been a documentary. Anyway, she says, "Why does that happen? Why are they like that?" I'm like, "Oh, well, it's like," and she's like, "Oh, you don't know."
You don't know.
I just started laughing because I didn't know. I didn't know I was about to make something up.
Say it.
Fair enough.
Just say it.
That's what 27 years of marriage.
Jeez.
Yeah, you guys have been together for 9 years longer than I've been together with my missus. That's
You guys
like
you
a.
guys are rookies.
And
Shut
we,
up.
Hey,
we
we're-
knew each other before
We're catching up.
Yeah, I know.
27 years. Like,
Yeah.
we've known each other since we were 18. So,
Well,
Did I ever tell you guys the story of how I decided that the girl I'm with was like the one?
no. All
She
right.
bruised
Story
my
time.
ribs. Yeah, she gave me a bruised ribs, 2 of them, Now, granted, okay. So we met working at Starbucks, and I was with someone else at the time. A girl who I was with longer than I should have been because she growing up in the States. She was from Ohio, but she was living in the Bronx, and then because of me, she moved to Canada. So I kind of felt obligated. And this other girl that there was no overlap between girlfriends, by the way. One thing that I have never done and shall never do is cheat.
Just looking the way you do, I totally believe it.
Well, thank you very much, Russell. But I agree. Okay.
Right
So-
between the eyes.
Yeah, but I was 30 pounds lighter, for God's sake.
I was trying to find that picture. You were stunning as a youngster. You were stunning. I would have made it with you, and I'm totally heterosexual.
Good man. Good man for both of those statements. But like, so I was working with this girl, and she was, doing law school, and coming back and working, and then going away and coming back and all that stuff. But one night, I was on the outs with the previous girl anyway. I think she was moving on, and I was moving on. And one night, the missus and I, man, this is tough because I can't use her name and I can't tell you anything about her, but we were doing our usual we were closing and doing our usual joking around and throwing stuff at each other and blah, blah, blah. And I had taken a huge scoop of ice, like a Starbucks size scoop of ice out of the ice machine. And I come around behind her and I was like emptying it down the front of her shirt. And she just took her elbow and went boom right into my so romantic, right into my ribs. And she was pushing because she was getting all this ice down the front of her shirt. And we both just heard this crick. And I dropped the scoop, and she stopped pushing and said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." And I just sort of sank to the floor, and I was like, "It's okay." But what I wanted to say was, "I think I'm in love," because that was like the moment I knew. I freaking knew. And it's just like it's even still today, like that's the moment. It's not like the only moment I think, but that was the one that sort of was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I'm like, yeah, this is the person.
Yeah, well, I've known Pam 40 years, and I just can't get my head around that sometimes. 40 years, that is such a long time.
That's that means that you guys met each other when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
Long
We
ass
met in
time ago.
we met in university.
How's my math on that? I'm going to be 50 next week. So my math on that sucked. Which is funny because my math has always sucked. I'm completely ignorant.
What's a year?
What is a year?
What's a year?
What's a year?
365 days. Yeah.
It's either a very fast period of time if you're enjoying what you're doing, like say on a world tour, or a very long period of time if you're sitting in jail.
Yeah.
Why do I talk?
That was a sweet story.
Bruised ribs.
Bruised ribs, yeah.
I mean, it's not like we have an abusive relationship or anything. Right? We haven't been like hooping on each other ever since or anything. It was just like, this one moment. This one moment.
I'm trying to find this picture of Jess.
Which one?
So what are y'all drinking?
Beer.
I'm drinking scotch.
Okay.
Just share the picture of yourself when you're way better looking.
Russell.
Which one though? Because there's so many.
There's so many.
There's one with you and your bandmates where one guy has hair that would.
That's I don't even know where I would find that picture. Didn't I share it on?
You did, but I can't find it.
I will try to find it, but I just, it's so tough being me.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. I have had way too many drinks tonight to be able to find this. I've had several adult beverages this evening.
It's better than the non-adult beverages.
What, like Coke?
No, I'm looking for. I see.
Juice?
There's pictures of your gig set up and crap.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. I mean, oh, here's a great picture of Annie. Charles,
Annie,
you're still here?
Okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You know what's funny? Whenever my band plays, what the hell's it called? Moving right along. I'll come back to it if I ever remember the name of the song.
Do you still play in a band, Jess?
Yeah, sure do.
What's your instrument?
I play the bass guitar.
Okay, cool.
I play two bass guitars, depending on the night. Yeah.
And the drum.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I play the boron, which is an Irish drum. I think
It's not a real. It's not a real drum, but he does a really good job.
Yeah, it's an imaginary drum. It doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
City girl, can you do me a favor and tell Russell to behave?
I think it's funny. I think it's funny when I know Jess is coming on screen. It's getting close to 9 o'clock Tuesday nights. I have a YouTube set on him, and and I'm doing something. I'm usually doing something here in the cabin. Suddenly I hear this. I'm like, holy fuck! What the hell is that? I literally every single time. I'm like, Jesus.
But the only reason I play it is to get us over the ad rolls, because I used to be like, okay, 9 o'clock and hey there, friendlies, but people were missing it because of the ads. So I started playing the drum because I still don't know if I can do, like with, I think, Russell, you can do an OBS, like a countdown, Russell will be with you in
Well, you
1 minute
can do
kind of thing.
you can do the same as StreamYard. You can have a trailer.
Like, really?
Pretty sure.
Really?
Pretty
Maybe I'll
sure.
investigate that, because although now some people are like, okay, drum. So maybe I should just keep with that. I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard to tell. It's so hard. I just don't know. Play the drum or create an intro.
Hey,
I would
let's talk
Nate.
about.
Okay. All right. You
Sorry,
interrupted me
Jeff.
for that. That's good. That's all right. It's
I
fun.
guess I'm
Gosh,
gonna cut off
so
Jess.
Eloquent, isn't he?
I thought you were done, and just
Okay.
as I thought
City
you're
Rock.
done, I was like, okay. And
I have
then
to
you're
s-
like,
I'm sorry, but is this gonna stay on your Booksfest channel
yes.
with you burping and belching and whatnot?
I would like to say, City Girl, like yesterday, I think it was, last night, I was doing stuff, I don't know what, I was outside, and I had just had a beer. And I'm outside and I'm doing my stuff, and I'm pretty classy, so I don't usually belch in public, okay? But I let loose with one that was loud enough that my wife heard it from the upstairs bedroom, and I heard, "Vrai malo," which is like, really? Really? like out of the window, the open window. I was like, oh.
I have a question. I have a question for City Girl. I
Go for it,
understand.
Dave.
I understand what Russell saw in you, but what did you see in him besides the burping and the belching?
Oh, please answer this question, because I don't know either.
You know what? Russell is super smart. Like, he really is super smart. So, and he is very sexy. All right. So, and you know what? Russell is superficial himself, so let's just get that straight, right?
Okay.
So it works both ways. It
Fair
works
enough.
both ways. And his kindness, like, and I don't know if that. So I see his kindness, right? And he really beats himself up, and he doesn't need to. Like, he doesn't need to what do you say? Self-deprecate?
Oh yeah, self-deprecation.
Yeah.
Self-deprecation.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't need to do that because he really is a good person, and he's a great father. And anyway, and back in the day, he was funny. You know, he was.
Oh my
funny.
God! It was this like 7th on the list. I was like, oh, she's gonna say I'm funny, but nope. Oh shit! 7th on the list. It's funny.
Hey, this is on the list.
Yeah.
At
On the
least you
list,
guys
yeah.
are on the same wavelength for one of those things.
So that's what I see in Russell, and some other things that I'm not going to share out
Oh,
in public.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Fair
Good
enough.
to know.
Yep.
How the hell are 28 people watching us?
Why? Why are they? Why are they?
Guys, really? Oh, hold on.
I don't know.
I just got called out for showing off, but I don't know what it was for. Because I haven't said anything that is any good in like an hour and a half. So I
Well,
don't know
certainly not since I joined.
Good old Dave keeping me on the straight and
Keep
narrow.
it real. Keep it real.
Yeah, keep it real. No filter. No filter.
I think when you were talking about your 2 bass guitars and then you moved on to the drum.
Oh, the drumming.
Jeez.
Okay, they're talking about the drumming. The drumming. Hey.
Oh,
All right.
that's
I have a question. I have a question
Hold
for
on.
all of you. You
Hold on.
you four YouTubers.
That was a lawyer trick right there. Marcel is like, the drumming. Like, jury, I want to call your attention to the drumming.
Yeah.
Exhibit A.
drumming.
No.
For goodness sakes.
All right. City Rock
Okay.
question.
City
I got
Girl
a
has a
question.
question.
For the 4 of you, and I want each of you to give me your thoughts on this.
Oh boy.
Um, how okay? How do I ask this question? Where do you draw the line in sharing personal the personal aspects of your life when you go on your live streams, like these kind of live streams, right? So, you know, for goodness sakes, Russell.
It's okay. I didn't hear it.
How can you? Okay, listen.
I heard it.
City Girl.
And he was muted.
David, you didn't hear it. Dave, you
So-
didn't hear it.
No, hold on. I gotta interrupt this because she's called this to attention a couple of times, and I'm like, if I get a fart or something, I go across the room so she doesn't have to smell it.
I go across
Seriously,
the room so I can be
we're
next
cuddling
to
on the
my
couch, and I get a fart.
good.
I go way over there.
wife.
Come
I
on.
run over to
No.
be next to my
Okay.
woman.
So, like, you know, so here you are, you're having a few drinks, we're having like a good time and everything like that. And are you concerned at all about sharing too much information with people out there?
Who's going first?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
would
go
like to
first.
go. I would like
And
to
I'm-
go first.
I'm just
Okay.
honestly curious. Like,
I'll go last.
How do you feel about that?
I want to go first because not my personal experience, but I saw a meme. It was like the same girl in 2006 was like, "Oh, I would never share personal information. I would never put anything about my personal life online. It's a security risk. We can't possibly do it." And then same girl in 2020 was like, "Oh, hey, today we're gonna bleach my asshole. Hey, come on, subscribe and watch this." And I saw that and I was like, "Holy crap, that's so true." But anyway, who's next? Go.
I'll
That
go
really
next.
didn't answer my question, but okay, Jess, you go.
I didn't.
I'm terrified of it. I'm absolutely terrified of it. Not for myself,
Mm.
because I mean, I will hopefully never mention the company I work for.
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Yep.
But if I share more than the very basics about the missus,
Hmm.
it kind of could be dangerous for her
Yep.
and the family. So I am terrified of, having a few drinks and you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
so I
but
try to really,
you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that.
you know, so I try to really stay away from certain things. Like I'm not going to tell you specifically what certain people do, you know.
Yep.
And it's just because there is it. It sounds like I'm trying to be interesting and dramatic. I'm not. I would love for it not to be the truth, but there's a security issue that I cannot forget about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so for me, yeah, I don't want to do it, and I'm gonna probably get like a PO box and stuff because of that. We've
Mhm.
had some conversations lately, and I'm just gonna throw that money in there. But I kind of feel that even if that wasn't true, I would try to keep something private. Anything, because we live in a world where nobody seems to care. And it's like, oh yeah,
bleaching your
bleaching
butthole?
your
Yeah.
asshole, you know. And I would try to keep certain things. Okay, look at it this way. I have not always been. I don't know why Russell's laughing. I'm being serious, Russell. Just behave yourself. I have not always been the person I am trying to become, shall we say. Right? Like I sort of said before, like I used to own my inner asshole.
Hold on, Marcel. Can you
I'm
mute
right.
your mic? Thank you.
I am just waiting for Marcel to be like, gone. This wind just picked her up and gone.
And NTM.
Yeah, exactly. Like tornado and everything. But like to answer City Girl's question, like I have not always been the person I'm trying to become. I'm still not, but I used to like really own my inner asshole, and I did a lot of things that were just the kind of things that I would call someone stupid for doing now. And do I want that being out there?
Hmm.
Well, maybe I do though, right? Because maybe maybe we have to acknowledge the fact that people can start as just young bros or whatever and become something better. I hope I'm something better. Like maybe more of us have to acknowledge where we come from in terms of being real dicks and then trying to not be dicks anymore. Or maybe, I don't know.
You can't change the past.
You can't change the past. So do we just sort of lay it out there for everyone to see at a time when people tend to really get all judgy and stuff? Or do we hide it? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Marcel?
Hey, okay. Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Okay. When we get to Dave, I want to hear because Dave has just started a YouTube channel and he's putting his personal life out there.
But he did say he
yeah,
wants to go last.
Yeah.
Let's go with Marcel. Marcel, talk.
Okay. All right.
Marcel.
Oh yeah. There's definitely things I don't share. Like my husband doesn't even like me to like definitively say the name of the town we live in. And right
Fair.
now we don't actually live in a town. We're kind of in an unincorporated area, out in a county. But he doesn't like me to be that specific. But even that's terrifying, because if your name's out there, if anybody wants to find you, they can find you. You know.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And
You know,
Marcel, sorry, I was going to say that for where you live, that's even more important. I live in Montreal, dude. There's like 4 million of us, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
wow.
I can say, yeah, I live in NDG. It's the biggest borough in the city of Montreal. So I can tell you, I'm not going to tell you what block I live on, but I can tell you what city I live on. Doesn't matter. But where you're talking about, that might be very different.
Yeah, we're in a relatively small area. Where I'm at, it's very small, and then the city is not like. Yeah, it's pretty small. It's pretty small considering, but
Yeah.
You
Those
know, and then
wind
I've got
chimes,
my
though.
my kids, my teenager, like my son and I are very close, but he doesn't want to do. He cooks with me all the time, like just at home, but he doesn't want to do the videos with me. I'm not going to make
Okay.
him do that or make him feel guilty for not wanting to do that. You know, we take plenty of private family videos and pictures and everything that are just for me and
Fair.
us.
Mhm.
And but my
Yeah.
daughter sometimes she wants to come on, and I've got a few cooking videos with her, and you know, I like having those.
I
know?
cannot keep my daughter off. If she sees that I'm filming, it's over. She's like, "Hmm?" She's on screen as whatever she can do to get on screen. So,
Oh.
She was there today.
Somebody put that.
yeah.
There's one right here. This is my Irish.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
This is Alicia. This is Russell. This is Jess. This is Dave. This is Emery. Oh,
Hi.
hi.
strangling me at the moment.
What time is it where you are?
Late. We're partying late. She
Yeah, I
and her dad just got done watching a movie.
Okay.
So
It's Saturday.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
Saturday.
god. You gotta build a fort in the living room. You gotta put the cushions and blankets up and build a fort and just
I'm
Oh,
like
but Emery, you're strangling me, baby.
Dave, what about you?
Well, your question was specific to live streaming. So when we're live streaming, I'm pretty well an open book. I pretty well share everything. I mean, obviously, I don't get into the intimate details of our relationship, but I pretty well share everything. In my videos, yes, I do go to special care to make sure I don't divulge exactly where we live. But if somebody wants to know, they can figure it out, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't give the name of our lake. I don't give the name of the street, our township road. I
Yeah.
hide 911 numbers, the address numbers.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I'm vague. Yeah, I picked that up from Russell. He's the same way, and I think it's the right way to do it.
And for how many of you guys is it a privacy thing versus a security thing? Because in my case, it's absolutely a security thing. You know,
Privacy.
It's both.
Yeah.
It's both. You know, you never know. And the way the world is now with, you know, I've got her and I've got my teenager, and the terrifying news you hear about, you know, kids, you know, meeting people online or being snatched off the street or whatever. I mean, it's just pretty scary, you know?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, my channel is about me and my passion for cooking and all this stuff. It's not about, you know, it is about my family. Of course, I shared about when we bought the property and everything. I want people to feel included in my life, but there has to be that separation, you know, where what I'm willing to share and what I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some people on YouTube go really, really deep, and some things I wouldn't feel. Sometimes it feels when you watch certain videos and they're trying to be like confrontational or whatever, or provocative. You got to know that's for views and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm lucky that Pam likes to be in the videos, and she's always coming up with new ideas on how to, you know, different videos, and she's the first one to grab the camera and start filming me and stuff. So I mean, she's into it, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, that's fun.
Which is nice.
Yeah,
I remember when I started our YouTube channel, and because I was very private. I was very private online. On my Facebook, I had no pictures, no personal information. So I was like, if I start a YouTube channel, then kind of a lot of that goes away.
Mhm.
A lot of that goes away, and I was like, so I made the decision and said, well, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Because I hate putting anything personal online. I hate it.
People are gonna anything you put online is gonna be looked at, like
I'll be right back.
examined.
My air conditioner just kicked on. I'm gonna go fix that.
Okay.
Yep.
But like, City Girl, why are you asking that question? I feel that there's something that there's something in your mind that's the reason you asked that question.
You know what? It was general curiosity. So I think probably like Russell had said, right? As soon as you start a channel, you're sort of out there. You're putting yourself out there. But how much of you do you put yourself out there, right?
Yeah.
How much are you willing to? And all of you have said, if someone is going to find you, they're going to find you.
Oh,
Like they are, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And they will find the details of you as well. And I was just curious, genuine curiosity about how you felt about all of that and how you manage it and whatnot.
Well, I've only put out 12 videos so far, so I mean, but yeah, like you got to protect your privacy and your security. You have to.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's like part of that is like I've been looking at getting a PO box instead of just. Can I send you whatever axe? Sure, here's my address. It's like.
Yeah, no, you should get yourself.
I gotta
PO
stop
box.
that. They're expensive as shift though.
Yeah.
So I mean, but now that I'm back to being monetized in a noticeable way, it becomes like a business expense, and I can write it off. And this is too boring to have this conversation about online. But
just Mailbox Inc., right? That's all you got to go and get. Do you have that in Quebec? Mailbox Inc. It's a chain.
I was just going to Canada Post point.
No, there's a private company called Mailbox Inc. I don't know if it's in Montreal or not, but you can get a PO box there.
Really? I'll take a look.
Yeah.
I'll take a look. Something that City Girl had said gave me reminded me of something that I was going to riff off of, and it's gone. I have no idea what I was going to say. But I think
She was talking about privacy.
I know.
Yes. I think it was something else though.
But like, because for me the whole privacy thing is not the mover and shaker. It should be. It really should be. If I was smarter, it would be. It's a security thing. What the hell was I going to say, though? It was going to be smart. It was going to be so interesting.
And
it's probably going to be hilarious.
Profound.
It's going to be witty.
Epic.
Oh, yeah. Witty.
I'll tell you something that happened. I got a message from somebody on Facebook saying, "Oh, if you load up Google Maps, your cabin shows up as a hiking trail." I'm like, what? So I loaded up Google Maps and looked at, where my cabin was, and yeah, somebody had pinpointed my cabin exactly as a hiking trail, like a public hiking trail. I'm like, oh shit!
Wow.
So I quickly contacted Google, and you can get stuff like that removed, but
that's a security problem. That really is.
That's just fucking, somebody is just being a bitch.
Oh yeah, you know what I was gonna say, City Girl, is that
Yes.
if someone who is even like a subscriber just suddenly shows up at my door one day, I will probably answer with my phone in my hand and 911 on the, because you don't just show up at someone's door. I'm thinking about I don't know anyone here who I don't know if anyone here watches Boogie 2988.
No.
But someone just showed up at his door and he answered with a handgun in his hand and fired a warning shot and ended up in legal trouble for it. But I mean, I would never just show up to someone's door, even Russell. I would never just show up unannounced. Because we're all in some way, we've all sort of become in some way like a public thing, right? We're content creators now. No matter how small your channel is, you're out there, you're creating stuff, you're putting it out there, you're hoping to help people are going to watch it and like it. And at the end of the day, if someone finds you and shows up at your door, that's an invasion. And God knows why they did that work. Right? We live in a world where someone did that and killed John Lennon. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if someone just shows up at your door, don't play the game.
Mark David Chapman.
Right?
Catcher in the Rye. Yeah, no, I know the story too.
Yeah.
And that's a really one-off case.
No, that's not
It's a
Absolutely.
really one-off.
Yeah. I mean, most of us are not going to get shot in our. I've
had a local guy show up at the cabin on his ATV, brought his nephew with him. A special case because I'd run into him before, and I said, if you're ever out my way, come stop by because you ever know where I live, kind of thing.
That kind of short circuits what I was talking about, though. I mean, that's a mitigating circumstance in a big way.
I know, but
So I wasn't, going to the doom and gloom place by any means. It was just, how do you manage your privacy? And you all answered it, right? Security and privacy.
Yeah.
But if someone's going to find you, they'll find you.
Google Earth, it's
They'll
pretty.
find you.
Google Earth makes it pretty easy if you wanted to spend the time to hunt and peck for someone.
I'll tell you what, people are telling me all the time, fix your trail, put some gravel in, do this, do that. And I'm like, I could do that, but then people would actually come here because the ATV trail is not so bad.
Absolutely.
The worse the ATV trail is, the less likely somebody's going to come out here.
And imagine this. You lay down a bunch of gravel. You do an episode about a bunch of gravel being laid on your trail, and someone's watching Google Maps and sees a bunch of gravel.
Well, they're not updated that often. They're satellite images, right?
Why you gotta be hating, man? Just go
why
with
you
me
gotta
on
be
this.
hating?
Why you gotta be hating?
Sorry.
Hater.
That's why I absolutely love Willow. And I tell Russell, you know what? I'm going for a hike. Got my phone. I'll be back. I'm taking the girls with me. Junebug, well, Junebug's Junebug. She's not going to be a threat to anyone. But Willow, on the other hand, she will be. And that's why, but I don't wander very far. But as I said time and time again, I'm not afraid of the creatures out there. They are of no concern to me.
Right.
It's the random person that I might come across.
Which is a movie thing. People don't wander out here because it's stupid and it's fucking dangerous. But Willow, I love watching Willow run through the bush. I was watching her today. She was doing, she heard a squirrel, and she was doing this whole floating through the air thing, like boo, boo, boo.
Love it.
I'll tell you, I would not want to meet Willow unexpectedly. She does look pretty.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, we when I took her to be spayed, got her out of the car, and there was it's the SPCA in Ontario, so they're doing 20 dogs a day kind of thing. I brought Willow out of the car, and people are like, "Oh my god, you brought a wolf!" No, it's German Shepherd.
It's a wolf.
And when Dan and his wife Glenda came out to the cabin once, and she said afterwards, she's like, I saw Willow coming in. I was like, I'm not getting off the ATV until you came out and talked to her.
I love it.
I'm like, yes.
Russell, Raven is asking if that was a council tool axe from Canadian Tire. What did you just show an axe?
I don't know what you mean by council tool. This is my Lee Valley.
Yeah, that's not a council tool. That's a
hand carving.
That's a Robin Wood.
You have to say that this is our Lee Valley axe.
This is the present I gave to City Girl for our wedding anniversary.
It's a Robin Wood axe. Robin Wood is it's a very good name in tools and in carving. I think Russell gave City Girl a fantastic gift.
Fantastic.
And stupidly, the sheath does not come with the axe. The sheath is $25 extra. And you should buy them at the same time because you're going to pay for fucking shipping.
Yeah.
Destiny says, okay, this is hilarious. Willow looks like the Hem from Hell. Willow does this thing. She gets excited, like we're going for a hike or something. Willow will race down the trail, and then she'll race back up the trail and like right up to you, like she wants to sniff your balls, kind of thing, and then push off and then race away again. And sometimes she's pushing off right on your feet, and like a couple of times she ran up and she was so close that she pushed off my chest and then ran off, and like. So because of that, I'll like whatever I've got in my hands, I'm gonna swat at her if she does that. She comes racing up, and I'm like GoPro or my mitt if it's wintertime or whatever. And then she does this. She does this amazing thing. Like she does the Matrix thing for. You know,
Oh, like bullet time.
I'm never able to actually swat her because she's just.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. I was like, how did she do that? She does the same thing at sliding doors. She'll be like right up against the door. I open the door and she'll like start sniffing my knees. I'm like, you're gonna get stepped on. And I try to bonk her on my way out just to teach her a lesson, but Matrix.
Bullet
Oh,
time.
yeah, she does it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I gotta go to bed. I'm gonna bow out here because I'm fading fast, and let's face it, with kids, I'll probably be up at like 6 in the morning.
Yep,
Yeah.
you will.
Thanks for a bit.
Yeah. One day I will
Yes.
get that video edited because you will like leave me alone to edit. But okay, so do I click end broadcast again?
Oh my God, Jess.
It's funny.
Because
Never
one
think
night
so.
Jess ended the broadcast when he was
Yes.
trying to leave.
I was there. I remember.
Because I'm so used. I'm not like when I see StreamYard, I think my broadcasts, not Russell's, because I log into the Books Fest and Russell isn't StreamYarding. So it's like, okay, good night, everyone. Click.
Yeah.
And
Good
I
night, Jim.
I remember there was like 5 people on screen, and suddenly there was like live stream has ended, and we're like, what? What just happened?
And I'm just happily okay, going to
Yeah.
bed.
You had to share a new link with everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, and the second link was like, thanks, Jess.
Yeah. Not my best moment, I'll be honest. Oh, there's a Leave
No.
Studio button. Okay, see you guys later. Bye
See you
bye.
later, Jess.
Good night.
Peace out.
Actually, I'm gonna go too.
Peace out.
Oh, excuse me. Just to make me yawn. I'm gonna go too.
Breezy here.
Anyway, I'm gonna say good night.
Good night, Dave.
Good night,
Yeah,
Dave.
bro.
Good night.
I
See you,
guess
everybody.
we'll probably shut this down because
Bye.
it's getting pretty late and shit. And
Yeah.
oh,
Oh.
that's
Oh,
Wow.
that's
oh,
awful.
yeah, we'll go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably gonna shut this down and go to bed and shit.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
I'll tell you.
Good seeing you, Marcel.
Hey, thanks for inviting
Thanks.
me.
Thanks to everyone who's been hanging out with us tonight. We love you all and shit.
Bye.
Peace out.